It's scheduled. Now it's live.
Oh.
We should start off with, holy shit, it's fucking Red Setter Farms' birthday today.
Oh, you guys.
Welcome to the Late Sesh. What is going on, everybody?
Took the hammer to the ice. Cheers,
Do I
everybody.
sing-
Thank
do
you
I
all very
sing
much
for
in
you,
chat.
Red?
I do see a lot of love in chat. Thank you all very much. It's my birthday. I appreciate that, everybody.
Happy birthday.
Happy spring also to everybody.
Right
Had
on.
an equinox passed by us over the weekend as well. Let's see. A change in astrological signs.
Did we move to a new house?
Cusp season, going from
Or
Pisces to
that what we're
Aries,
doing?
from
It's
from the
cusping.
from the tail end of the zodiac onto the beginning of the zodiac. So it's actually it's a rejuvenating time, man. Spring falls into a fascinating time of year with that. As the zodiac changes, so does our weather, man. We're seeing it, dude. March is a wonky time. We're gonna get snow. It's gonna get cold, but we've had some nice 65,
It's like
70
34
days.
degrees outside right now. It's
Now it
pretty fucking
is.
cold, man.
Earlier today it was like 65. A couple days ago it was 70. The ground is finally thawing. I threw some new fucking tires on my wagon, so I know it's time to get fucking rocking, man. I'm ready to go. We
I
got
think
What
the
you mean
high-
rolling?
I think
wanna
the high
talk
for
about it.
Friday is 44, right?
yeah, but we're above freezing. We're above freezing, which means moisture can come back to the air. I'm all
Yeah,
about that, man.
I put a picture of a daffodil that was popped up on the. I have a daffodil that pops up every year on the side of
Sweet.
the house, and
Yeah.
it's ready to flower in a couple of weeks. It looks like.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's what I'm talking about,
Hell
man. Yeah. See, we're gonna be seeing tulips, daffodils, and dandelions, of course. Wait till dandelion season, man. It's gonna happen in about 3 or 4 weeks. Popping up. Grass. Ready to get the grass mowed? I got some new wheels for my lawnmower ordered up. I'm about to get a new lawnmower blade because I've been mulching my neighbor's
Because it's your
leaves for
birthday
the
and you're
last
adulting
fucking
now,
couple.
yeah.
I'm adulting. I'm adulting, everybody. I'm buying lawnmower fucking parts.
When you start
for-
buying lawn
What
and leaf
else-
bags,
what
you
else
know
did you
you're
order?
over a certain age.
What else did I order? I ordered new prescription toothpaste today because I had a dentist appointment.
Prescription toothpaste. What are you,
Worms.
2020?
Well, I was going to get into that later, but yeah, dude, I ordered 100 worms from Uncle Jim.
100?
Well, I went through Amazon, of course, because there was free shipping, but you know, I got a 100-pack of Uncle Jim's worms from Amazon.
Red Wigglers.
Red
Okay.
Wigglers.
1,000
Red Wigglers. I already have a tote with holes in it and stuff and ready to go. So I'm gonna put it in the garage while it's still like in these cold temps, but I'm gonna get it rocking, man. I think it's time. I think it's a good time too. It'll be my first worm bin, and I'm hoping that it will be my last worm bin.
What are you going to use
keep it
for inside of there? You're going to use like cocoa and some cardboard and straw?
Well,
or some
I have a
amendments? What are you gonna
ton
do?
of old mail receipts and past stuff with my name and address and shit on it that I don't like putting in the trash.
Right.
So I throw all that shit through shredders, right? And as I've been putting it through the shredder recently, I've been hoarding it for worms. So I'm going to use shredded paper bits. I have some mineral stuff
Dude,
like
just a-
azomite
just
and
a
shit like
tip
that. I might
is
toss
do
a little
not
bit in
use
there
the
and-
fucking envelopes with the plastic
No,
windows. 'cause
no,
those
I
suck to
I
fucking
actually
shred up.
recycle that shit. I recycle those envelopes and other mail. I will recycle, even if it has my name on it. I don't really care, but I'm weird about my trash.
You just
Trash
return to sender
specifically.
everything.
Not so much here anymore. That is something. So long story short, man, when I was a little kid, shout out Daddy Red and Mama Red. They both know this story. Accidentally left some garbage. We'll say accidentally left some garbage on the side of the road up north, somewhere in northern Michigan while we were camping.
Called you about this shit.
Oh, dude, yeah. State troopers showed up at the house. There was like a receipt in the trash, you know?
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. So they came to
Tracked you down.
tracked us
the
down,
fucking
dude.
trash police
Couple
came to your house,
couple
man.
hundred fucking miles away. Yeah.
They did.
I'm glad to see our tax dollars hard at work for the state police is fucking tracking down trash.
Long time back in
people.
the fucking late 80s too, man. It was wild. They're on it. They don't fucking kid around about the National Forest Service. That's for
Was it
damn
McGruff the crime dog?
sure. Yeah. Oh yeah. Smokey the Bear. And the Dare robot.
They're
Dare
a
off-
robot? What is
the
it?
Dare,
Like
the Dare
RoboCop just
officer.
runs
Yeah,
around
it's
shooting
like
people?
RoboCop officer don't do drugs, kids. Meh, meh, meh. Yep. Yeah, man, it's almost worm season. We went to a couple farm stores, looked at some fucking chickens and stuff. Think about getting that rocking soon too.
You want to be that
We're gonna
annoying
get
neighbor in
4.
suburbia?
Think of 4. Yeah,
The
we're
chorus
thinking,
of them.
No, you can only have 4. That's the max.
I think they have a bunch at Tractor Supply right now.
How loud are 4 chickens, Spartan?
I think 4 would be too bad.
Why does Spartan know?
Because Spartan was like on a farm and knows all this shit. I'm from the fucking city. I got to ask like the people in the know,
I
man.
used to
Well,
actually work.
see, it's the roosters, the boys.
Yeah, that's
No.
Little
you-
ones can cause noise, but you just, they're not like
They don't. It's constant.
howling.
They don't ever shut the fuck up.
They don't ever shut up.
It's always it's just a low murmur like that, just a low murmur, and they don't ever shut the fuck up. You know the whole
you're a
adage of,
euphemism.
you know the adage of cackling hens. There's a reason for that old adage because that's what hens do. That they
All
cackle
right,
a
we'll
lot.
train ours to not cackle.
Quiet. I'll
Well,
snip your beaks like I snip your wings.
Well, free range,
Oh,
you
sorry,
might
that'll
be
be
better
me.
off.
I won't
Free
snip
range, you might
beaks.
be better off because they'll wander around. Where
Right.
most,
Yeah,
when I worked with them, they had a yard, but I mean, it was like a yard. It was about the size of my front yard. It wasn't huge.
They'll get wander time while DOG's inside, DOG's outside. They're gonna get the garden time, stuff like that.
Thank you, Easter
Trying to-
Bunny. Boss
Trying
Bunny.
to figure a couple ways of doing it.
Love that question.
I would bunnies too. But I don't think I can do that with the dog. I think it's gonna be a lot easier to get away with a couple chickens, a few hens than that.
Then quiet rabbits.
Well, the rabbits are just yeah. I don't know. He likes to swallow those things whole.
Oh yeah, bunnies.
Yeah, he's at least used to birds flying around the yard. He doesn't really care about those things. He knows they're just gonna fly away.
I thought rabbits were usually put in cages.
Yeah, they would be in a
Hutch.
cage. Yeah, they would be in a cage.
Well, then you're gonna have to worry about the dog going after it.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
know.
think DOG is going to catch many rabbits anymore. I think he's
Yeah,
like
he's-
kind of
Dude.
chilled out on the
I-
dashing
He
around. the
caught
jungle.
that rabbit less than a year ago. Swallowed that sucker whole.
You would think he would be slowed
3
down,
bites.
but he runs around here like a puppy.
Yeah, dude. He runs around and then he lays around for 4 days.
Well, you just got to build back up.
Running around.
Yeah. Skillboy, I just
Oh,
said
shit.
hi to you in chat because I was
I see-
typing and listening at the same time.
I seen that. I was wondering what the thing was. Cheers,
Just so
Daddy
I
Red.
can't do two
Yeah,
things at the
Daddy
same
Red's
time.
Delta
listening.
flight
Cheers.
into
That
Vegas.
was
They're
supposed to be
flying.
Manny.
Yeah, they're taking
Safe
a late one.
flight.
It was supposed to be
Have a safe
Mr.
flight.
Manny.
They're heading west.
You know, it's all the same.
They're heading southwest to the
Go win some money,
mountain
Daddy
time
Red.
zone. Yeah, they're gonna go kick it by a pool and
Nice.
go hear some slot machine. Actually, they play Keno. Daddy Red's a Keno player.
I
He's
mean,
gonna go play some
gotta
Keno.
make money somewhere.
I've never
over
understood
was,
that game. I don't know
by
how
a
people
pool.
play it.
I
Did
think
you
you
just
just
pick
pick a bunch of
random
numbers
numbers?
and
I
they
know,
fucking
but-
randomly
Pick a bunch of
generate numbers.
random generate. But the thing is there's good odds. Damn good odds. If you hit just one number, you might win your money back. 2, 3 numbers, you might double up, triple up. It's not that bad. Not that bad odds, depending on how much you're betting and what number play you're
How you're gonna
playing.
parlay your fucking
Keno's kind of
shit.
cool.
Yeah.
It just takes too fucking long.
Are you gonna
gotta
play the
wait for
jack?
numbers.
You know,
They gotta watch a little commercial and yay, and then you gotta fucking watch the numbers roll again. It's just kind of like I like pulling a handle of a fucking old slot machine. I like throwing cards. Cards is fun. I like blackjack and
Red's like the Asian lady that used to be on like bases. They would sit there with like a big sand bucket full of fucking quarters, and they would just fucking go for my whole shift, dude. I'm like, holy cow, man! These fucking people are some serious shit, man.
Worked in the factory. We're pretty serious about dominoes. So I guess that's
Domino's is a fun
Dude,
game.
get in the boneyard. That's what
Fun
you do.
game.
Get in the boneyard. You'll find what you're looking for in there.
and if you don't know how to play dominoes and there's somebody missing,
this
you're gonna
20
learn how to
piece with
fucking
you.
play dominoes because they're gonna play
Mm-hmm.
whether you
We're
want
gonna
to
play
or
that shit
not.
in the RV.
Nah, I know there's a couple different ways to play. I like playing the old double 12 or double 6. Just
You know,
whatever
it's a
Yeah.
difference
stack
if
and
you see
play.
somebody who
that.
is holding them or like they line them up on the table, but if they're holding them like books and they're like this, oh, you're fucked.
Mhm.
Oh
Don't,
yeah,
don't go
yeah.
off jumping out there and take. I'm gonna take 5. They're gonna take 10. Then you're gonna be
I
like, well,
like
I'll
the
get
line up.
15. Then they're gonna get 20. And you know, you're just gonna nickel and dime yourself out the back door.
That's the pro move when fucking if you're holding them because you've been in enough
No.
matches where they pounded the table and knocked your shit over.
Spartan, I like
All
your
your
shirt.
tiles get shown.
Oh, thank you.
I wore
Yeah.
mine yesterday.
Yeah, God
Build the
bless.
screens.
Yeah,
I said screens.
screams. Billy screams.
Screen. So there's this I don't know, Instagram or TikTok dude. He was like outside of a venue with the big bright lights in the billboard said fucking Billy Strings on it, and he's screaming Billy Screens, Billy Screens. He's some dude who's just like a local to the town, like had no idea what was going on.
Otis the drunk.
Like you know what it's like when the fucking Grateful Dead come to town, or any of these fucking jam bands come to town. All the fucking freaks come out, dude. And it's crazy because this is like a bluegrass country, dude. And you'd expect like a bunch of people in like cowboy boots and fucking no, dude. It's a bunch of fucking tie-dye and deadheads showing up, fucking selling pendants and shit. You know what I mean?
Well,
Glass and fucking it's fucking wild.
So cool.
Bunch of people selling doses.
Dosey dose.
You grab a balloon on the way out.
Balloons taking over the neighborhood on the way out. Yep.
That was crazy. Just in Detroit.
They were taking up a parking space right on Woodward. Fucking 3 tanks. Yep.
Like literally,
They were in a parking spot.
They had their own parking
it was literally maybe within 2 minutes of walking out of the theater, making a right down the sidewalk, and it was right there.
Okay.
Oh, when we came out, they were right there.
They were right out the front
They were
door.
right on the front door.
Oh, they were right on the front. They must have backed up.
Right out the front. They must have backed up. They must have got moved back.
You're like, all right, come on.
Oh my god, they were right out the front door, dude. I wasn't culture shocked, right? I was a little shocked that it was going down right out in front of
I
me,
was
like Detroit police and shit.
The thing that I focused on first was like I was impressed by the size of the balloons. I was like,
Oh
damn,
yeah.
I was
Oh
like,
yeah.
that's
Dude,
your fucking
beach
money
balls.
worth right there.
Beach ball. I mean, shit, man, for $5. You fucking
Babe
three-
agrees.
three-
I heard her.
Three for 20, no breaks, man. 3 for 20, no
3
breaks.
for 20.
See people just fly off into fucking campgrounds with handfuls full of those things going fucking.
Yeah, man.
It's crazy.
Well, it's
man.
not just
I've
the
seen
fact that they
tanks
have the
expelled
balloons.
in
It's
minutes,
the number of tanks
seconds.
that they have at like a show.
They come
It's
in,
not like
they
one
come
or
in.
two.
It's like setting up a bunch of dominoes, dude, and then fucking dude's just like
They're like in a sprinter van full.
they're
of
doing
them.
this with the balloons though,
That's
like
exactly
this,
it, the sprinter
like
van.
this. They're pulling them out of a bag, loading them, and handing them off. Pulling them, loading them, and handing them off, dude. And the second they're handing them
Five
off,
to
the
fly.
dude's got
What are
all
they?
hands full, and he takes off into the crowd, dude. It's so well organized. It's amazing, absolutely amazing.
Baby.
They it's I give that thing a lot of credit. Has a bad rap. Has a huge bad rap. I wish that people would throw their balloons in their pocket or in the garbage. Quit leaving them around.
Agreed.
I seriously have a bad disgust for people who leave all their fucking nasty balloons laying. Not that balloons are nasty, but the fact you're just leaving all this fucking litter all over the place. Put the shit in your fucking pocket.
That goes for
It's
everything.
Aren't you the guy that the state police had to come to your house about some goddamn
Hey,
litter?
man,
And now you're
that's-
gonna
that's
fucking lecture
exactly
us
why
about
I'm
some
like
fucking
this,
littering?
man.
Get out of here.
No
with your
littering.
PSAs.
No littering.
I'm sure a lot of the
State
people,
police told me when I was a little kid, don't litter.
I'm sure a lot of you guys remember,
Scared
and
straight program for red.
a lot of people watching remember, but the state that the High Times, the Russell was left in after the High Times Cup left. That's enough to make you pretty goddamn pissed off too. And
Oh,
it's-
dude, that's a dump in the first
oh,
place.
oh,
and
that's-
it looks
that's-
even worse.
You know, for some reason, that's almost every event in the city, man. And that always gripes me too, because there's a whole bunch of people who come from the suburbs, and then all of a sudden they come downtown and they always talk shit about the city being dirty, and then they leave all their fucking
But they
garbage. and don't
contribute
throw it
to
away.
it,
They
yeah.
contribute to it. You know, quit talking shit about the city. Go down there, pay a little bit of respect, and throw away your own. If you're not going to clean up a piece of trash, throw away your own fucking trash. Treat it like
Well,
a
it's-
that's what I'm frustrated because you shouldn't have to tell. That should be everywhere you go, not just when you go out to an event. That should be everywhere
Absolutely.
you go.
Yeah, hump it in,
dude,
hump
you
it
got
out.
pockets. But I put my roaches in my pocket. You know what I mean? Or it's biodegradable. Fucking sometimes I'll just go over to the fucking lawn and
Rip 'em?
I'll just thumb it into the grass or some shit like that. But like
Yeah.
if they got butts or something, I'll keep those in my pocket so I can toss them in the trash or compost them in my own ashtray and put them in my own compost. You know. Otherwise, I'll stuff a paper roach in dirt. You know what I mean? I'm not. It's roach paper. Nothing wrong with it.
No, that's the first rain. That's going to be.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
Corey's talking
Right,
about
right.
summer camp. I bet you, yeah.
What's he saying?
Oh yeah. I mean, that's a big
You
one.
guys- yeah, you went to that one.
Yeah, well, every festival there's always just a graveyard of just what would you
Like
call it?
Electric Forest and shit.
Yeah, pop-up canopies that have been like broken, or just a lot of times people go to Walmart, come into town, they go to Walmart, they spend $200 on a tent.
That happened at Luzerne, dude. That guy had that
It-
big fucking what was like a
pop-up
sunshine. Yeah. Fucked it all up.
Yep. You throw
What's that
I don't know, a canopy, pop-up canopy. Yeah,
Yeah.
you get a canopy, fucking tent, and some thing. $200. You pop into the festival and just fucking leave it, and they just boogie on to the next joint.
Don't
You
have room
know?
for it.
Yeah, they don't.
Or their car's too small.
Yep.
Or they just
Usually
put it
it's
up
like,
right
hey,
and the
anybody
wind
want
rips
this
the
stuff for
shit,
free?
bent the poles and all
Yep,
that
the
other
poles
stuff.
get bent.
Yeah.
That shit just gets left in place. You know, if you're courteous, there are places to take all your shit to. You know what I mean? You haul your shit there first, and then you go back, and then you pack up your stuff and pack up the car. You know, but I mean, yeah, you no trace. You want to clean up your spot as if
would you guys
were
go to
never
Burning
even
Man?
there.
Anybody go to Burning Man?
Not anymore. I'm too fucking. Yeah.
I considered it.
I wouldn't.
Seems- Go ahead, Spartan.
No.
Seems like it's gotten so big and so commercialized now. It's not what it used to be, and it's
That-
like you kind of
Yeah.
think.
That's my turnaround for.
Just like I feel the same way about Emerald Cup. Kind of missed the boat on that too.
Yeah, I definitely missed the boat on Electric Forest, but I wish I would have gone back when it was like Rothbury.
I actually volunteered. My sister got a hold of me, and she always volunteers and works at the Bliss Fest up north. I'm not exactly
The
sure.
Bliss Bud, right?
There's a ton of small festivals that still exist, man. They pop up. You just
Well,
just have
she
to
contacted me, and
know
she
the
contacted me.
account.
So I'll be
Follow.
working this year.
Damn, Becca, you flexing right there, aren't you? Bonnaroo was my
Oh, yeah.
first festival
Yeah, that
in
was our first
2013, back when it was cool and shit.
It was
she saw some good acts there too.
awesome. I saw R. Kelly, which is like cringy, but
Ew.
super cool. He literally came down from the
Did he piss
from
on
the
you?
sky.
He came out there
No.
Oh my god.
peeing on people.
Hello?
That's the first question you want to know is, did you get pissed on?
It wasn't like a private concert.
That
Oh,
cost extra,
There
huh?
was millions.
Private concert.
You weren't young enough.
Dude, that's
probably.
Private dancer.
It's an
Dancer for
awfully
money.
big catch
Was
22.
underage.
Marilyn Manson pisses on people. Everybody loves it. R. Kelly pisses on people. Well,
No, I don't
No,
love either
no,
one.
nobody
Don't
no
love
water
either
sports,
one.
Red.
Loves it.
Just try to slide in there with that bullshit.
Yeah, don't throw me in on that one. No, I'm not good.
that's why I would
See,
never go
look,
to any of those shows, dude. I'm like, I'm not getting
uh,
puked on.
I want to give a
pissed
shout
on.
out
I'm
to
not- no.
Zig Zaddy says, Skilbo, you asked my question. See?
I'm with you, Red. I'm with you, dude.
Don't get me wrong. Like, it would be a cool show to go see, but I'm not going and standing down in that pit. I'm going to go up in the nose. Actually, I'm not going to go nosebleeds because the fans are going to be doing the same shit. So I'm not.
This was
Gonna-
like 2013. It was still like
Yeah.
I'll
super
watch it
talked
in my.
about.
I'll couch surf this.
The world wasn't crazy yet.
Yeah, this is back before.
Like,
Right on,
Back,
right
back,
on.
back when you could
wasn't-
get a little naked and
A little. What is a little
well,
naked?
well,
One
back when you
either
get a
is
little
naked
naked
or
and
isn't.
you just get disciplined.
genetics,
Now
Red?
you
Is
get a
that
little
what you mean
naked,
by
you get
little naked?
disciplined, you get harassed and like you know.
People
you
don't want to
just-
see all that
Depends,
shit, man.
depends on how rich you are, because if you do the same shit the rich people do, you'll be like a sex offender list for.
Yeah,
rest of
that's
your
what I
life.
mean. That's what I mean. You can't just get a little naked anymore.
But if you're rich, it's okay. You get to slap on the wrist and say, "Don't do it."
Yeah.
And then they make a documentary about it.
They will make a documentary about
Write a
it.
book and fucking make a
They'll-
movie.
They'll leak your private tapes because, well, all of our phones are now
Some
linked
Tommy
to
Lee
the
shit.
internet, of course, so they could link anything, leak anything, I suppose.
Now we're back to pissing again, right? Damn.
Yeah, taking a leak. Yeah. I'm rolling up some strawberries and cream. We haven't even talked about weed yet, have we?
Right. I am smoking
virgin.
some Grandpa Stash.
Smoking the V2 Snow Cane by 2020 Mendocino.
What do you think?
Have we smoked
like
it
it.
all on the show
I
yet?
like it, but I didn't keep either one.
I haven't touched
So
it.
it didn't bump out the original cut. Good.
No, the hunt continues.
Well, not good that it didn't bump it out, but
I
that's
think the terps are better. I think the terps are better, a little bit better, but the high's not
sound.
there.
Yeah.
It's more sedative. It's weird.
No, the other one was my go-to morning shit, man. Put me in a good mood, get it
I
going.
took- For the first time, this is I made some RSO. Shout out to Dankovich. He sent me some hemp that he grew.
Oh,
The
right
cherry wine.
Right.
That shit smelled so the best, probably the best fucking RSO I've smelled. That smell. It smelled just like it reminded me of the cuvee, kind of the cherry. It was really coming out in it.
Hell yeah.
He's coming
And
up
even
on the
when-
show soon.
Oh, sweet,
He's going to be on April 3rd.
awesome.
Nice.
Yeah, to talk about his hemp.
See,
Well,
Red,
that's-
we find out things during the show.
Love it.
It's like 2 weeks from now, or less than 2 weeks.
Yeah, less than 2 weeks.
Was that hash
Yeah,
bash?
so I took a
No,
half gram.
Dankovic. He's
at
always
9
been a
o'clock.
positive dude in chat.
I'm reading
you
chat.
know.
I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention, guys. I was reading I was trying to catch up.
You keep doing that, Red. You're going to say hi to Scobo in chat.
It'll happen. That's okay. I
I
don't mind.
see Spartan
I
Grown,
read.
Painter Lady, and Scobo in chat. Daddy
Yeah, man.
Red's in chat. Okay, I've caught up.
I've got. Red, just look to the right of the screen and you'll see it all.
Oh yeah, it's all over there.
Corey's asking me from regenerative cannabis. I'm not sure.
I
what the question's asking
the
me.
Dankovic
This is not-
question.
this is- I don't know. Dankovic grew it himself, and
Yeah.
I made this myself. So it's from, I guess it would be a collab between the two of us.
Yep.
Do you
Ah,
notice
okay.
the difference
Very nice.
with the RSO
Yeah, I don't.
from
Well,
that?
Kevin, see, the thing was I took the RSO. I took it at 9 o'clock, and I waited till 11 when the show started to try to figure out if I was feeling really high or not. And I just started smoking right before I logged in. I was smoking right before I logged into this show, the pre-show. And I hadn't really felt. I felt like a. Hold on, my dog is making weird ass noises. Okay, he's okay.
Forrest or Quibs?
It was
Go to-
Quibbly, I think. But anyhow,
go to the bathroom and look at your curtains in your bathtub.
why is
See if,
that?
they're, see if they're waving at you or not.
I don't think they are.
It's always in the bathroom, man. The bathroom will tell you if it's
Oh.
kicked in or not.
Well, I don't remember what I was just saying. Oh, so I just felt it was almost like a body buzz, a little bit of a body buzz, but it wasn't. It was like I had to really concentrate to be like if I even felt anything. But what was nice was as soon as I started smoking, it's just really everything I smoke. It doesn't matter what it is very sedative right now. So
That's good.
yeah,
Giving you that Mac 1 feeling without the pain in the ass of having to grow it, right?
yeah, but I don't feel tired. I just feel like a body buzz all over my head. Like my face feels fat and numb and not hurty, I guess.
So I'm gonna be
Always
I'm gonna be
good.
on that same boat, I think, in about a week here.
With the hemp?
No, with having to take smoke some stony weed and try to ease some pain
Inflammation.
issues. They're gonna be
You do
grinding my
not want
tooth
to smoke.
down. And
You do not.
I'm not gonna want to smoke. Ah, fuck. Well, I have some RSO. I have a ton of RSO.
Yeah,
That's
do
old
that.
stash. So
RSO
That should be
edibles,
good.
but don't smoke.
yeah, I'll do that. And some mushrooms and RSO. Mushroom, dude. Honestly, man, mushrooms and L both have been like excellent anti-inflammatory agents. It's been amazing. Just a little bit of a microdose, and I don't mean like I'm high and I'm forgetting about it. The pain goes away. That's like it's like taking 200 milligrams, 400 milligrams of ibuprofen. About 400 milligrams of ibuprofen. My tooth. Okay, so I got a busted tooth. It's been busted for 3 years. It's finally, doing the thing. So it's the ibuprofen works, man. Daily. I hate taking it. Hate fucking taking
Tears up
it.
your liver and
Hate
raises your
taking
enzyme
ibuprofen.
levels
I'm
and shit.
literally taking it 2 to 3 times a day, 400 milligrams every about 6 hours because the tooth fucking throb comes back. I haven't been fucking around with a lot of RSO because it's really stony and I get really fucking sluggish doing it. But later on in the evening, yes. The microdose and the mushrooms seems to also be helping with the inflammation, or at least it was. The dose has to kind of keep going up, and then as the dose kind of keeps going up, titrating the dose up, so does the squiggly vision. So I switched over to the ibuprofen, right? So that is, I'd say the downside is the tolerance buildup with the mushroom, the psilocybin. It happens really fast. And so if I were to titrate up maybe a little more often daily, it's starting to take like 300, 400, 500 milligrams of psilocybin and not really feeling much. So
we were speaking about upcoming guests in Dankovic. We should talk also about the upcoming Behind the Veil this Thursday and special guest. Miss Vicious will be
Miss
on the
Vicious.
show. Yes. So I'm really looking
Vicious.
forward to that.
Him too, man.
She's
A
also
pioneer.
big
Pioneer in
in
the psilocybin industry,
decrim
dude.
nature, right?
Very
And
cool.
so that will be a good program to tune into. She's been in the game for a long time. She makes some really good stuff. I did some pre-show work. I had to sample the wares, so I had the gummies that she makes, and they are fucking delicious, man.
Hey,
Dude,
dude.
it's like an eighth of shrooms in the gummies, and it is fucking nice.
I've just always been a massive fan. Like I don't know how to explain it. Like she's got balls, dude. She's got huge fucking balls, man. It's awesome. Like she put it out there back before the shit was really even popping. And I think that takes so much courage. I think that takes so much, community. Well, no, community. Like you really have to know people. You need to be.
Man, at the same time, she's super welcoming, and she'll give you a big fucking hug.
And I think that's it too. I think that
she's
perpetuates
always cool. She's
that
just laid back.
That perpetuates it. Yep,
Yeah.
exactly.
Shout out to her. Her Instagram got shut down, so she's got an alternate
Backup.
account.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
I mean, it's just getting ridiculous.
Yeah.
And she has a family and kids and does that. That's so cool. So
Right.
badass.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is
And it
really
helps
cool.
her, and she like actually is feeling the relief from it and helping other people.
And you can have conversations about it with her.
And she
You know what
shares
I
her
mean?
grows. She shares her grows on her page.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, dude. That's what I mean. Like, and she was doing it before a lot of other people were doing it. I commend her a lot because that was like easily pre. What do you even want to call it now? Like decriminalization of psychedelic substances in Michigan. Like, I mean, is that what we call it? 2 years ago? When was that now? 2020? 2021?
19, because didn't we do was it last year we did the fucking
In TheoFest was last year, which was 21, which was
Okay.
celebrating the
First
first
anniversary,
year
so it's 20.
anniversary, so it was 20. Yep.
right?
So
okay.
2020, the first legislation passed in Ann Arbor, which then grew to Washtenaw County, which then grew to Detroit. Is Grand Rapids also? I believe there's at least one more city in Michigan that has decrimmed, maybe more.
Maybe
At
Traverse.
least more.
Oh, you already said Traverse City, didn't you?
I didn't say Traverse City. No.
Well, they're supposed to put it on the ballot for the whole state,
Yes.
so that's what I'm looking for.
And I believe Ann Arbor is up for another like decrim all or decrim
Oh,
is it, they're
everything.
doing a decrim everything here in Ann Arbor. And I'm hoping that if they do Ann Arbor that they again will do the county prosecutor will want to do countywide decrim as well, because that will take care of substances such as MDMA, ketamine, LSD, and things like that. DMT, right?
What about?
And I wonder
cannabis
if these communities are going to take the same ordinance approach and try to fucking ordinance the shit away.
Yep.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what St. Clair County did. They fucking were on some bullshit from the very beginning. Like, we've always had issues with them,
I'm
man.
curious about that one because they're ordinancing caregivers, which is like a thing, right? I wonder if they'd like have to like say if you want to grow psilocybin, you have to be in a fucking agricultural district.
One of the
I can
common
see
ones,
that.
one of the common ones, and it's not a nail in the coffin by any means, it's just annoying. Is they make you claim a home I forget the fucking words they use, but it's basically a home business,
Right.
which makes you have to get a fucking
Cottage industry.
no, you gotta go pay a fee every fucking year basically for that right to fucking operate.
Pay to
So
play, right.
Operators
and
permit.
then they know where you're at.
and it comes with like it may come with things like we want the fire inspector and we want the fucking code enforcer and all this other bullshit.
We want to just
might
come in
want
and have a
them.
look
But, I
around.
mean,
Every
Yes,
6
like-
months, every 3 months.
Like for you, Red, though, you're kind of in a little bit better situation, whereas at least you have a building and you could bring it to a lot. I mean, you're probably already close to most of the codes already. It's not like
That was the plan, was to set it up that way.
Not
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, aside from their restrictions on lot size, zoning, and a couple of other things, I mean, fit the bill. You know what I mean? Like it's
like you're
stupid.
far enough away. You got the zoning.
Yeah,
What's your
dude, I
zoning?
mean, well, we're in
That's
an ag district that has been inactive long enough for it to mostly be residential at this point. So there's a ton of huge properties, right? Ton of huge properties. Some of them are still being farmed, but they're just not zoned ag. Why they wouldn't want? Yeah, I mean, maybe it's a thing where it just started getting farmed, so maybe it's just behind a season or something like that, and they're trying
Maybe
to
they're
get
staying under enough acreage to where they can do whatever. Who knows?
No, these are pretty big lots, and they're farm. I don't know. Now I'm under the proper zoning for agriculture. I think you need at least 2 acres or 5 acres.
Well,
No,
yeah,
2
that's
acres
just
to be
lucky,
zoned
dude, because
ag
that's what they're
1.
doing too. That's another tactic, is they're like restricting the only spots you can operate are like ag zones, which there's
Yes.
not a lot available. So that's really valuable for you to hold on to.
You could do a rezone or something. Rezoning to ag will save you, tax revenue and shit like that. But the problem is you have to actively be farming on your ag property. So if you're doing
Oh,
cannabis,
wow.
yeah, that's a stipulation. If it's inactive, if you're not growing anything, if you're not, turning any kind of
If
I
you're
don't even think it has to be a profit or anything, but I just
Is
think
there
you
a
have to be
percentage of property you have to use to grow on your land, or can it be something very small?
think there might be, but I think that I've heard it's as much as like just having a tomato plot or something small, like a 4x8.
if you have a worm farm,
Yes, dude. Yes, I mean that's
A bunch of
considered
old bathtubs
yeah,
and shit.
totally. I mean,
worm
there's
farm, and all you'd have to do is a
tons
row.
of-
Just do a
of
windrow,
options of agriculture.
do a windrow of fucking compost, throw your worms in it, and say that's my worm
Yeah.
farm right there,
Yeah,
bro.
exactly. Yeah, you'd save.
For a worm farm.
Yeah, you could rezone, and of course you'd have to go to your township and make sure it's part of their
Yeah,
plan. And
I was
and
gonna
it's
say you need to
okay.
start a bug farm, like a buggery, and then I realized what the word buggery means, and fucking for our friends across the pond. And I thought, oh, maybe we don't want to start a buggery out there in the woods.
Well, maybe we do.
It's 2020.
I
At
got a
this
bearded
point, with
dragon.
the
I need
market
the birds.
crash.
So
Yeah,
there's like
Shit.
there's like 130. I shouldn't say this on air. There's like 100 or almost 200 acres of fucking. It's like mostly forest, some like flat. It looks like it's leased out for farmland, and but it's mostly like forest and shit. Right on the north side of Jackson for sale for like $2 million or something. And I'm like, we just need to get all our fucking friends and family, put all their fucking money in.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
Yeah.
use the
No,
campground
I've been
in
saying the same
overseas.
shit, man.
Totally
Saying the
just
same
fucking start a fucking cult.
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
Compound.
We're
Put a fucking consumption lounge at the front of it for the public with a gigantic
We're-
fucking
Have that.
lot.
we're on the
Painted
we're on
like he
the
couldn't
brink.
help it.
We're on the brink.
Over event.
Ashtray, not later. We're on the brink of a whole bunch of old timers
Is it called an
farms.
insectary? Is that the
Well-
fancy term instead of buggery? It's
Yeah,
insectary.
it's like-
Okay, there you go.
Okay,
Now we
I
know
won't
why
get
it's not
serious
called
yet.
a buggery.
Stay back.
what were you saying, Red?
I don't want to get serious yet. You guys are having fun.
I want to get serious yet. We're just gonna fucking play footsie? Let's get serious.
Oh yeah, man. Talking about just buying land. I just like we're on the brink of
We're looking.
Food insecurity with the fucking fertilizer. They're saying the fertilizer.
yeah. So
Russia.
more on this topic. So there's tons of ag land and there's all this shit, right? So if it gets more expensive to farm, a lot of farmers are just going to start selling off their land, but they're not going to sell it off to people like you and I. They're going to sell it off to developers is the
Right.
problem. Developers can offer tons more money than you or I could offer. That's issue A. Issue B is the land that's being held right now by people who aren't farmers that are going to be selling are possibly still in that same boat. Let's just say landowners that are just holding land, okay, and they have 200 acres, and chances are it's a old timer. It's an old timer who's handing or selling property down throughout the family, something like that. Grandpa gives it to his son. His son buys it out. Let's say Grandpa bought it back in 1930s for $600. He buys 100 acres for $600 back in 1930 something, 1960 something. These are legit real estate factors. Then 1950s, let's say his son purchases the land from him for 25 grand, something like that, 100 acres. Today the land's worth 750,000, something like that. If it's still even within the family, now we're probably, from the time it was originally purchased, still within the family, now we're 4 or 5 generations long. Kids don't really know great granddad, they don't really know the history of the land. Now they're saying, well, it's on us to, what are we going to do with it? We can't tend the land. Let's parcel it off and start to sell it. And that shit's either going to happen, so the land's going to start getting divided.
That's where you sell it to a fucking developer who comes in and builds 180.
And again, more developers come in, and that all this great land gets divided, and which is okay. Let's talk about. Let's take 100 acres and divide it into 10-acre plots,
math.
and now we're cool. Now we can take that. The problem is it's being turned into like 10,000 home plots. You know what I mean? So the options, and then each one of these plots is being irrigated. Each one of these plots is being held up with a grass company that's putting pesticides in the ground, and it's revenue, right? It's business, jobs. I get it, I understand it. Population, right? They're gonna put in an Applebee's, they're gonna create jobs and all this other shit, but they're just gonna destroy the fucking ecosystem as they do it, and
Yep.
Man, so these are the issues that we're gonna hit in the next few years through our rural lands. And unfortunately, I think the cusp is like we're hitting the top of the cusp of like, let's get land, because I don't think a lot of good land is just going to be available in the next 50 years. I think we're going to hit this crest where it's going to be very difficult to purchase good land in the next 50 years.
Oh, especially once federal legalization hits, because then all the big Budweiser companies are going to be growing massive fucking outdoor crops for their legal high beverages.
And that's going to drop the bottom of the market. Like what's happening now is people are finding that they can't produce medicine at a rate that is competitive with these other companies. And so even these people that, 2-3 years ago were like, I'm going to get this micro license and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And it's become very, very difficult where, in other states, we've seen the bottom just drop right out of this stuff.
They are making some positive changes. I will give them credit on the micro. They made it's like a different micro license, but they made a second micro license. And it seems way more lenient on some stuff. Like
they need to allow some kind of like a homesteader micro license. Think of what you could do if you could include all of permaculture, like to be able to have a micro license and sell your cannabis there, and as well have a microgreen system that you sell online, and have like all of these different revenue sources, because like what we're talking about with the bottom falling out, if you're you could have a micro business and you might get by, but you're not going to like profit really great. So let's say you need a bunch more revenue streams. So allow me to have other revenue streams.
That's possible now. I think that is something that you can do with this new micro license. Even the old micro license, I don't think there's anything from mini.
If that's the case, I mean, I would go for it. I would go for it, even if the bottom did fall out.
You're stuck in your fucking municipality not allowing micro licenses,
right? That's what my issue is. Yeah. If they would allow me to just grow 150 plants, do my thing there, that'd be cool. But I could also have a greenhouse and supplement my income with some other shit. Let me supplement my income, because you're not
to be able to transform what you grow into something else, like to be able to make like a RSO / psilocybin medibles. And so you're taking something that you've made in-house and then making something that isn't readily available on the market that you can actually drive up a need for.
And now
just sit there and try to bang grams with somebody in a micro license it could be really tricky. You have to really become more niche than that.
Yeah.
So I mean, in Washtenaw County, you could potentially do that if you were a caregiver, and
Right. What were you going to say, Spartan?
I was just going to address somebody in chat was saying that there's only 3 micro licenses in Michigan, though, or did they finally add more? There's no limit on micro licenses. It's the only way they can be limited is by your municipality, the area you live in. If whatever municipality that is, if they pass whatever law saying we're going to allow, they have to allow it, because it defaults to not allowing any. So they have to pass an ordinance that says we allow X amount and many or unlimited amount, but it goes from municipality to municipality.
There are 4.
4, yeah.
They're not adopting these businesses. They're barely adopting caregivers.
Yeah.
That whole thing. I voted yes on Prop 1 for a lot of reasons, but that was the tie-up. That was the hang-up that almost got me to vote no on it. It was right there. And honestly, man, if I would have known the outcome today, I probably would have voted no on Prop. I know it's a step in the right direction and all this other stuff, but I think that should have been not in. they think that it was needed and necessary for it to get passed. I don't know, man. Maybe it was. Maybe it was needed and necessary
Well,
to get passed.
we will
God,
have
it's
Winewood
really
Organics will be on an upcoming Bro Show Live on a Sunday night, so it should be hopefully
so
this
cool.
Sunday. So, was one of the first ones in the state to do it. So make sure you guys come through for that, and we'll all learn some shit.
That's where I grew up. It's the Kroger right across the street from there is where I went my whole life.
Right?
So cool. So cool.
It would be nice if it was allowed in a lot more places because the problem is access.
Normally, that's what it is, dude. Access to medicine,
people have to drive
normalization.
an hour still to go pick up weed. There could be a micro business right up in their county road.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that the micro business being vertically integrated like it is all on one property, it's going to be the best quality medicine you can get because you're going to have
you can't stack licenses with a micro.
Right.
But you can still fucking grow it, have it tested, and sell it at the same facility without going anywhere.
Yep.
It stays right there.
And if they let you do stuff
like
conditions
that you want to keep it in until it gets to the customer, I don't know how you're going to get better than that.
If they let you sell seeds and do some other stuff like that, man, it'd be a good go if they could let you do basic retail. I mean, a lot of these places.
What makes that hurt? It makes that almost impossible. Is that you're subject to charging people the stupid excise tax, everything. So if you
every
want to
step
sell
of the way.
glass, you want to sell papers, you're going to be charging more than they can get it from anywhere else.
No, not true. Not true. We don't sell any excise tax on any non-cannabis products.
You might want to have to check
non-metric
because there's an MRA bulletin specifically saying that.
Yeah, and you're going to have to pass on the testing.
I will. Our compliance is pretty
for every batch with
every batch has to be tested,
man. Because you got to submit so much product to get it tested.
And how much is it per test?
They don't reduce the fee for micros. It's the same.
No, and the test is fucking expensive as shit.
Was it $500 or something?
I'm telling you, that dude that at the Sensi event looked like he wanted to ostrich his ass. He was like, he wanted to die. That's what all he said was, it's fucking tough, man. And that's all he just kept saying. And he had nothing good to say about it.
You're almost, if you think about it, you're almost pigeonholed into growing monocrops because you want to
afford the testing.
Yeah, because if you have a bunch of different varieties, each variety is a different test.
Yep.
It's a small in-house, so you're only going to have 2 or 3 plants, right?
$500 every time.
Yeah.
Then what do you have to show? What can you put in your store? Just one variety? People.
Yeah, you got to do 15-pound batches so you can.
Winewood has some crazy stuff. They really are using all the plant because they do RSO. They make concentrates. They've been making edibles, and it's cool. You see them come out like, oh, we have this new product. That's awesome to see a company grow like that from their plants. I really like that.
I wish we had more, and I wish it wasn't getting so fucking saturated by all these big companies, but that's what's happening, man. And
most provision centers are similar to a Walmart. They all really have the same products. In Ann Arbor, it's very dense, right? Let's say there's 8 dispensaries in a square mile or whatever it is. They all carry the same items, so it doesn't matter where you go. Now, if you're a micro business, you have something completely different than everybody else in there. You have the option to kind of stand out a little bit because you're not allowed to carry anybody else's shit.
It's all about exotics.
Well, yeah, you're making just like craft beer. You're making that very exclusive. Have you had the number 7 plant or whatever?
That's an interesting idea that Brett Anderson just suggested in chat. They say, I wonder if waivers would suffice for not testing.
Nope.
I mean, that's an interesting thing to bring up to lawmakers, though. Be like, hey, if we're going to open this thing and change things, let's make it really easy on people and give them the option to not fucking have to worry about it and sign a waiver.
Yeah, I can't see him saying that they would do that.
Can I sign a waiver to buy untested caregiver stash?
I don't think they're going to do it, man.
No, they won't.
You don't think people would sign that?
Right. If it was I'm sure that the people would be glad to do it, and so would the people that are selling. But the government would say that there's no way. We know that these tests are able to catch things that are potentially dangerous. And
show me that. I'd say show me that evidence because they haven't shown it yet.
Right. You know how they are, guys. It's all about money. Money that they've all lobbied into. So all this testing and all this bullshit is all somebody lobbied so that they could get their piece of the pie first.
I
And
think
none
if
of-
it's
and none of
coming
them spoke
from
food.
if it's coming from a facility that has thousands of plants, yes, please test that shit because I don't trust it. Honestly. Like I want that tested more than I care about a couple plants that you have at home that you're taking care of every single day.
Controls too. Control can be very tight in a home garden. So I'd trust a home gardener way faster than a big commercial gardener.
Tigro shout out says, I have an orchard and a winery and I deal with the government enough. I won't get into commercial cannabis, unfortunately. Yeah, man. Cheers, Potent Ponics.
And that's another thing. A lot of people are jumping and being hip. They're getting hip to this whole large monoculture is bad movement, you know?
In what way?
Well, large monoculture is bad. So like, you know, a lot of people are understanding that eating commercially grown food and, you know, I don't know, we could say smoking commercially grown cannabis, you know, falls in line with that. But it, you know, I'm not saying commercially grown is bad or it falls in line with that because it can be done sustainably and all this other stuff. But let's just say the average, you know, high density farm that's running, you know, 3,000 ppm, whatever, nutrient, 3EC nutrient or whatever that's, you know, stacked 10 class C's or something and just cranking it out. It's not, I mean, maybe they have some factors that off put their carbon footprint and do some other stuff and things like that. But like, let's just say the love for the plant itself, you know, again, that high mineral push, that just steroid pump, like they're strictly growing for profit. And I get it. Like business is a profit motive, but cannabis isn't all about profit. You know what I mean? Cannabis is about holistic healing. It's about community. It's about all of these other things. And I think that more intention goes into the growing of cannabis at small scale. More love, one of the prime ingredients that really needs to go into the cannabis, you know, that you don't see as a mineral component, that's more of a spiritual component, goes into small scale.
So I'm going to make a really bad argument. It's a good argument, but it's a bad one, Red, and it flies right in the face of that. And it's that it's 2022 and it's all about the science of growing. And you can love these fucking plants to death. You really can. So you really want someone when it comes to big business, if you have shareholders, you've got people you've got to answer to. So you've got to be able to get the most money that you can get per fucking gram.
Profit though. It's about profit.
Absolutely.
Not all good businesses are, you know, necessarily. I mean, there's a certain way to word this, right? But in my mind, not all businesses are strictly for. Not all great businesses are strictly for profit.
No, but we're already talking about someone having access issues in the first place.
It's about access.
So
exactly.
For it to be a micro thing, a micro business is by its very definition going to be a very localized thing.
Exactly.
So we're going to have very spotty coverage throughout the state.
Right.
It's not because
typically that person's not trying to acquire the entire world dominance.
It's not for lack of caregivers though. And that's the important distinction I think that we need to make is that we've got a fuck ton of great caregivers. I'm wearing a caregiver's fucking shirt right now.
You sure are.
We have a bunch of them in the state. And actually all three of these panel members caregivers.
Legality Nifty in chat basically breaks it down. It just says it's not sustainable to be all about profit. And that's the bottom line. You know, it's you eventually you just continue to grow so much so you just deplete resources doing so, all, you know, for cranking up. You know, why not stay balanced, right? Balance on
the purpose if you are a publicly traded company, which all these companies are, it is to maximize the ability for profits. So if we made X this time, we need to make X plus something the next quarter and the next quarter and the next quarter.
Well, yeah, and the problem is
that should be in cannabis.
The market is crashed so much, and there's such a surplus out there now instead of the demand.
Right.
That I mean, right now, out of all my patients, I only have one that's regularly still visiting me. The rest are just going to dispensaries because it's easier.
Yep.
Skyman is right at the corner, so I just been going there. They got like $20 eights right now, like $100 ounces, and I'm sitting out here with a $500 plus a month utility bill, going, well, fucking A.
Yeah.
So, man, I was just telling Skilbo before the show started, I'm getting ready to shut my grow down.
I've had to match those prices years ago.
Yeah,
It's been $20 eighths for years. On my
I had my lights shut down to one flower light all winter long. I just put one back on.
Yeah, I can't do 500 plus when I've got one patient. So
no, it's a loss.
That's what I'm saying. The demand is out there, but the surplus is way surpassed it now.
When it gets to the point where you can buy like $100 ounces, and it's not like the swaggy shit, it's starting to get
tight.
I'd like to say that there are a lot of shops that are still kind of bending a rule. Metric's gonna eventually, I shouldn't say Metric, the CRA's eventually going to use Metric to their advantage. Well, CRA now, but yes.
Oh yeah, they changed.
They're going to eventually get savvy and use Metric to their advantage and start cracking down on a lot of these shops that are pushing more weight to out-of-state clients than they're supposed to, because that's what's going on. They're selling pounds and pounds and pounds when you're legally only supposed to sell like 2.5 ounces.
That's a police matter though, because they just want to sell all their shit, dude. They don't give a fuck where it goes.
It's a compliance. It's a compliance matter
right now.
It's a compliance matter, and so
they're coming in, and then they'll leave, and then they'll check back in, and then I can buy 2.5 ounces.
And they're using some of these shops just have holes in their compliance, and they just don't either. They don't understand
their shots. They just keep going back to this one place. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, because they're not supposed to do it, but shops are letting them do it. So a lot of these buyers who would otherwise be getting it off the gray market or off the traditional market are able to go to these shops and purchase, because they're just going in and now they're able to stack up 7 pounds if they need to.
Yeah. Exactly, and they're getting it for $1,000 a pound right now.
Exactly,
already pre-packaged for them.
Yeah,
pre-packaged.
One thing I do want to say is I'm not taking up for the side of big business or anything else. I'm just speaking from like a business.
I absolutely know.
So it's not a personal thing.
Yep.
It's more for the chat than for you guys.
No, and that's why. That's why it exists, and that's why there's a Budweiser, and there's everything. That's why there's a generic brand of everything, right?
Well, it just sucks because here's the thing: is we're going to get to the point where, so we already talked about we're going to monocrop, we're going to do all these things. So all of these great potential medicines and these potential keys that are floating around for everybody's fucking endocannabinoid system, we're going to have fewer and fewer keys to work with. We're going to have less and less production and less things getting popped, because you can't afford to take it and roll the dice. We talk about Mac 1, right? So, a lot of people have grown Mac 1, but out of those people that have grown Mac 1, not all of those people still grow Mac 1. In fact, very few people grow Mac 1 anymore. It's one of their favorite smokes, but only the diehard are the ones that are still running with it. So Spartan, you've still had it, but it's a great medicine for you specifically. But if it was something like for one patient that really liked it, you might be less, like, man, I really don't want to hold on to this anymore.
I think that is my fear more than the bottom, more than the price bottoming out in the market. I think is us being left
the variety
with a variety that's 32% THC and high myrcene caryophyllene. That's it. I need pinene. I need my fucking, my limonene.
You can see a situation where this is not profitable for us to run pinene, because we can only sell 17% of it before we have to reduce it down to price.
17%.
It just becomes like we're fucking ridiculous, man.
I don't need 30.
I think
30 gives me anxiety.
We got to all grow the shit that we want to grow, because you're not going to get it in the store.
Well, that's the beauty. We can grow our 12. You know what I mean? No matter what, even if you can't find it on the shelves, if you can find it in clone form, and if you're diligent about this, and if you watched enough of these shows and read in a few books, you can keep that shit alive for 25 years.
I was really hoping for the livelihood of it, man. I really do respect the plant. I am still hoping.
We're not eulogizing.
I'm trying
the
to
fucking
run.
plant
I know, but
or
I'm still trying to run
marijuana.
this thing down.
Yeah.
I'm going to run this thing into the earth as long as I can until I have to supplement my income. I supplement my income as many ways as I can, right?
Right.
Cannabis has been the top
Staple.
ranking thing in my life for half of my life.
Cash
Since
cow.
I was probably 18 years, I've been supplementing my income with cannabis in one way or another, as it's been probably more of my income on the other side of that, in most of my life. It's gonna be really difficult to change from doing that to like fucking doing microgreens and eggs. You know what I mean? It's a completely different clientele than I'm used to. I'm used to burning one. I mean, I'm sure it's the same clientele, right? A lot of it's going to be the same clientele. I'm going to be able to fucking burn one and fucking do this whole thing, but it's not going to be the same. I kind of dig the system that like Canada has going, where they can like, if they're caregivers, they can grow and then they can just sell their excess overages to any adult through the mail. That's fucking sweet. They can have a website. I think that's sweet, dude. They can get their shit tested. Have
You need an Etsy for weed, man. Yeah.
have a something
It's called the
they can
Silk Road.
show and promote. Yeah, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think there's
that
better
is
ways to go about it.
cool.
I think there's safe ways to go about it. I think there's ways that we can still regulate and stay.
And it's going to be tough once federal legalization hits.
I see. There's going to be There's going to be the vast majority of the market's going to be these big giant like that. Whatever that facility is, just went down in southern west Michigan.
90,000 plant one.
Yeah,
90,000. Holy shit!
There's going to be that market, and then there's going to be a few, hopefully a few standouts that are
the connoisseur market.
Yeah, there'll probably be micro businesses, maybe there'll be single license holders. There won't be these fucking multi-license holder things. That might be able to get a brand or something to somehow keep them afloat, like a microbrewery or something. But I really do think that there's still going to be a market for that higher end flower. The connoisseur market, and I don't think that there's a lot of that's going to be coming from a big mass produced thing. I don't know. Maybe I might be proven
No, but
wrong.
there's so many thousands of people that have come into cannabis since it has gone adult usage in Michigan that there's more than enough people that came into it late that you would think, oh, they just want the cheap shit. No, they came into it because they really are about the connoisseur side of it. And, they didn't have to come up with dirt weed and smoking out of fucking, pop cans with a fucking hole in them and shit. These guys are coming in with big dab rigs and, concentrates and everything else. So there's always going to be a market for, if you grow it and it's grown well and it's a good representation, somebody would try it.
If you grow it, it will come.
Still, you're going to have federal legalization is going to bring where you're competing with the whole country. Good luck.
Right.
Right. Be like me trying to be like growing tobacco and then, trying to take on RJ Reynolds.
Well, that's what's going to happen. The tobacco companies are going to come in and grow it down in Tennessee all year round. And then they're going to find out it's cheaper to truck it.
They're already fucking with hemp farms and shit.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And then what's going to happen? Are the state regulations still going to be all different everywhere? So that there's going to be some states where it has, obviously advantage to where other states don't. So everything's going to move to certain states. It's going to be crazy. It'll be crazy.
Where they can pay bottom dollar.
It's an emerging market. It's going to be like the .com area. What was that? 80-90% of those fucking .com companies failed. That's what this is going to be when that hits. When federal legalization comes, that's what's going to happen.
Well, look at how everybody tried to jump into it already and lost out.
I've been working on getting licensed for the past 2 years. I just got my business plan done about a month ago and just started talks with investors 2 weeks ago, and the market fucking crashed and my partner pulled out and I'm done.
Oh, shit.
What?
Yeah,
I'm
man.
sorry.
Shit. Really?
2 fucking years down the drain, and it's all because of the market. And look at what the fucking trend is, man. I mean, the numbers, you can't fucking get going. You can't get started with the way that the market is right now.
Not unless
And guess what? The MRA, we've been tracking everything for 2 years by the MRA's reported numbers every month, and then taking up subtraction from that for a grower cost. And it's way off. And we found out it's not tracked. It's not legally tracked. Nobody is. So the people that are reporting the number can be like, well, we got a pound of white truffle for 14 and a pound of buds for 16 and a pound of grandpa stash for 25. So we'll just say 2,000.
Oh shit!
And
Hash
that's
time.
what they've been doing. And so we've been
What?
using that number, and then found out during our meetings
It's all
that
bullshit.
that number is $1,500 a pound less right now.
Wow.
And
Yikes.
all of our numbers for 5 years were based out on that. Trim going
Oh, I
into
see why you guys
gummies,
care.
going into other products,
Mhm.
going into.
Right.
We're done.
I'm
Can't
sorry,
keep up.
dude.
Well,
Yeah.
thanks. It sucks, but you know what?
Sorry.
I mean, like you
guess-
said, Gilbo, it's or whoever said it. It's better to get in it now. I guess Spartan, you said it. Better to find out now than in when it fucking federally happens, and then
Oh
you know,
yeah,
people
that's
like you and I read that wanted to do like
The-
crap fucking good
So
product.
yeah, according to
Wait,
a lot of experts, like on the West Coast, well, I'm sure that their numbers have even changed. Okay, I'm sure it's even more on the West Coast now.
oh my god, we're all getting anxious.
Did you just break the Chazzy one too?
No, I did not break anything.
Very close to it.
I have this
Jeez.
little banger, and the thing keeps falling off of it.
She's lost the carb cap on this thing like 4 times. It's been rolling. It's been like a dice.
Babe is chiming in.
I know, 2 cents, McGee.
For our market getting going, you should probably run a plan on 500 a pound, or
500.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, you need to set up your station to be able to kick back for 5 or less, man. That's what the average cost out west was not that long ago, and it's probably even way less than that.
Fuck.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
But you should set your plan on 500 a pound. 500 a pound. Start rolling your numbers there. I don't know, man. I might tank unless I can up my production and get my yields a lot better, because I'm not hitting. I'm growing shit for head stash. You know what I mean?
Right.
I could be growing the shit and pounding on my yields, but I grow a lot of head stash. My yields are half of what they could be.
Right. You would never make money on Rainbow.
Yeah. I mean, I'd make money on Rainbow, but I wouldn't get the yield on making money on Rainbow. You know what I mean? I'd have to.
Right.
What's nice about Rainbow is I get a lot of bottom end that's usable for things like pre-rolls and stuff like that. And fortunately, that's a good pre-roll.
He jumped
strain.
headfirst into the pre-roll market with a micro license.
I honestly believe with the micro license, if you got the built is built for return customers. It's like the next step from caregiver, a caregiver with more patience,
more
I
accessibility.
think you would just get, I don't think you can get random people just stopping in very often. They're gonna go to the fucking dispos and not know what the fuck they want. But the connoisseurs, they're gonna go back to the same place again and again, and they want the same strain again and again. And most grows don't even do that. They're trying to grow a million different strains to provide the biggest variety.
Shotgun, yeah.
And
people that are using this for medicine, they need the same thing again and again.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the only people that can fill that is caregivers and then maybe the micro license.
A lot of the stuff that's just so good and so head stashy, and people are like, dude, it just doesn't yield the best, or you gotta fuck up your plant count to get it to yield really good or something like that, so it's a hell of a line to walk, I suppose. Yeah, while you're doing it, trying to stay on the legal side of things. I've been trying to stay on the legal side of things, as long as I've been allowed to be on the legal side. Once they said you're allowed to be legal, I'm like, well, shit, man, I want to go legal. What the fuck,
Well, this is all about trends. So as the price bottoms out, within a couple of years, what you'll see is as the most efficient thing is what survives. But then, just like with beer, it didn't stay where, well, you're either drinking Budweiser or you're drinking Miller or you're drinking pick another one. That's why when I go to Meyer right now, when I walk into the beer section, it's bigger than it's ever been in my adult life.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it's amazing.
We'll make it swing back.
Dude, you're right.
It happened with food too, though. Like McDonald's came and everyone was like, oh, McDonald's for a minute,
and
then they realized it fucks them up.
For
like 50
it's
about
years,
to get bigger, though.
with McDonald's.
Yeah, that's very true.
Because now it's going to be THC beverages, and then that's going to hit a whole new.
What's the terpene? There's terpene drinks you can buy.
Oh, terpene shots.
Terpene shot.
Terpene shot.
That was like an online thing, right?
Yeah, it's terpene.
That's an online thing. No THC.
That's the I guess that is the newest.
They're like intensifying and
beverages
sleeping.
So I'm thinking if you can concoct a plan around a very specialized item or something that's unique or create a
True.
new niche in the market, you can totally get like Scobo said with the pre-roll. That's what needs to almost happen. Like you just need to be a pre-roll fucking
Yeah,
drone. You know
need
what I
to be
mean?
a
Like,
That was one of the
something
things that
different.
Subcool
product.
talked about first. Was he was like, if I could get this pre-roll gamed out, like you want that thing that is the sesquiterpene, what's going to hang out for a while, what's going to keep its flavor until the end of the joint.
That's a cone for
And-
sure.
A cone.
Yeah, there's science to the way the cone is shaped and how it preserves the terpenes. Like it's more
It's
to
like-
it's not
it's
that
a
it preserves
convergence.
it spreads it out better. Yeah.
Okay, that's why
Convergence.
that first couple of
You
hits
know,
on it is just a whack.
in physics also, when airflow hits a convergence, right? You hit a convergence, it also increases pressure. So something
okay.
with that also can increase the amount of like pressure. That's why you get obviously you get that little resin buildup right there because it gets thicker.
You can
But
almost
like
hear it too. I think I can just
pressure.
hear it when
Right.
the ember gets in there. It's like that.
Convergence. My favorite cone is the cone of silence.
The cone of shame.
Cone of silence.
Oh, I hate the cone of shame.
What's the
Cone
cone
of
of
shame.
The Elizabethan collar.
It's an Elizabethan collar, yes, ma'am.
The pet collar when they have to be.
Oh, I know that. Yeah, the cone of shame. I know that one.
The
What's
cone of silence is from Get Smart, Maxwell Smart, and
Remember
what-
him?
Yeah, it
And
pulls
it's-
down like a
it's-
beauty
yeah.
hairdresser's thing, right?
Just
Oh
big-
yes, I
big
remember
glass thing
now.
that comes down. They had like a portable cone of silence that they would like carry around. They could just like put it over the two of them, and so like nobody else can hear what they're talking about, you know, because
Yeah.
everything's bugged, you know.
Maxwell.
It's during that time where they were bugging everything. Oh, you mean now?
fucking
Like
shoe.
everything that's being listened to all the fucking
Yeah,
places
exactly.
and
For posterity,
shit
brother.
fucking here. This computer I'm talking on fucking records me all day
They're
long.
listening already. We don't have to worry about recording shows. They're all recorded somewhere. We just don't have access to the fucking tapes, man. They're all out there.
It's
Trust
like
me.
the fucking Truman Show. I want to watch my reality show one day. I hope they fucking play it back.
What's this?
Oh, that's the Jim Carrey movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
it's great. It's truly great.
MSU Horticulture is having their annual plant sale in person again this year. Last year it was obviously
Dude.
online only because of COVID.
So my house has like fucking 75 different kinds of pine trees out back right now. And directly from the MSU, they have the extension ones do it as well. And I have some of the wildest fucking pine trees that I've never seen anybody else have directly because of MSU. So it's a cool fucking thing. Definitely something you should support.
Hell yeah.
You said the extensions are going to have it too, because there's an extension right here in town.
That's where my mother-in-law always got hers for like
Cool. I'll
25
have to
years.
check it out.
Well,
Dude, that's hella good information, Scobo. I'd gladly support the university's program.
Where's
should.
that Afghani lady up there?
let me see if I can share screen.
Of course you can. You're the queen bee of the show tonight.
Unless it's like I don't
She
know.
is the
there's,
sequence.
like
She needs
some
the cardboard cutout
conspiracy
now.
behind university raised
You see
plants.
on my screen?
Yeah, I
You
got
can enlarge it for the old people.
All right, I
It
can see now.
says our spring plant sale will be held Friday, May 13th, 2022.
That's
At
for
the-
garden members only.
Ooh,
See?
well, la-ti-da. Otherwise, it's
Oh, they
Saturday,
get
May
paid
the
early.
14th.
That's cool.
It's the public sale from 7 a.m. to 2
7 to
p.m.
2.
No sales early. Feel free to bring a cart.
Yeah.
Sale will
What
take place
is
at the
May
Plant and
14th?
Soil
What
Science
day?
Building is 1066 Bogue Street,
Get
East
my
Lansing,
new
Michigan.
card dirty.
48824.
And this is hard to see, but it says great deals on hanging baskets, perennials, annuals, grasses, herbs, vegetables,
You need the red
seedlings,
pop-up card.
shrubs, and more. So I always go and
Get some
That
hostas
was
or some shit.
tricky.
Oh,
they always have really, really cool, interesting things, and it supports the university because it's
I
all
want that
grown
smoke
by
tree.
the students. And yeah, they have really cool trees. Like you can get pretty good, it's good prices. You can get really good deals on shrubs and trees and stuff, like you said, for your property.
Has
So
anybody
are
ever seen
you
the
an
smoke tree
MSU
before?
fan? You like MSU?
She does. She loves MSU.
I
She's a graduate.
graduated from MSU.
She's an alumni.
I'm alumni.
Oh, right. I forgot.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm
That's
from
a
Ann
fact.
Arbor, so I'm
Native-
such a naturally born hater to
Get
MSU.
native species
Oh.
trees.
Oh well, I'm a
I'm gonna be one of those
let's
people.
be honest, I'm a Wolverine fan. But
Yeah.
my
Hey,
dad raised me a Wolverine. I just went
when
to
we were over at Sequence's house for the U of M OSU game, we all cheered for U of M except for Troy, because
Yeah.
Troy was our lone
Oh,
Buckeye
that's fan.
in a
Oh,
land
poor
of
Troy.
Wolverines and Spartans.
Toy
So I'm
Troy-
looking.
Toy
That's
Troy
pretty
was-
far away. You're gonna have to remind me. That's May 14th. That's like a whole nother month away.
That's around Mother's Day.
But it's
Yeah,
a
it's
Saturday.
the weekend
It's a Saturday.
after
So I could probably
Mother's
make
Day.
it.
Before,
But yeah, you got to go early though, Spartan, to get the good shit.
No.
7
no.
a.m.
14th.
You're gonna
14th,
show up
there's
at
Mother's Day. That's my
150,
grandma's
Spartan. I
birthday.
know
Yeah.
that.
There's gonna be a
There's gonna
bunch
be
of
one plant.
Like, you guys
octogenarians
giving
already
away,
there.
I would get a hell of a deal when I get there. I'll be the last one there.
Well, I don't know, but I think I'm gonna do the MSU member thing. It's like $40, and then you get access to events throughout the year, like orchid events and that kind of stuff, which are cool to me. So, yeah, and then I get to go Friday night. So,
You know what? I would love to go to the Michigan State University Museum again. Where they have like the
Big
natural
spaceship
history
looking
one and
thing?
shit. Dude, that thing is fucking sweet, man.
I haven't
got
been
an
in
idea.
that one that looks like a space crash spaceship or whatever that is.
yeah.
I have an idea. We should have a gathering at
A Magic the Gathering.
Yes, at the Michigan State Arboretum, which is in Irish Hills. Well, it's slightly south of Irish. It might still be in the Irish Hills area, but it's called Hidden Lake Gardens. And Spartan, it's not too far from you. It's
Yeah, that sounds close.
yeah. It's I
Sounds
mean,
close.
dude, it's pretty big. There's a lake. There's a couple lakes. It might be hidden. It might not be hidden. There might be some gardens. Dude, it has some fucking serious pine trees, man. You want to talk about pine trees? It's those Michigan State pines, dude. It's probably where they're fucking grafted from. These fucking pines are awesome. I mean, there's all kinds of native, what would you call them? Deciduous trees and
Conifers.
conifers. Yeah,
Do they
those
have them, like,
things. They're
labeled and
everywhere.
shit or signs so you can at least see what they all are.
Yeah, they have tags everywhere. Everything's got
cool.
tags, so you can like see
I
what
don't
they
have
are.
a
They have
single
different
tag on
exhibits.
any of these fucking trees, bro. It
Yeah,
sucks,
there's a place
man.
like right here, just outside, or I think it's still in Jackson, called the Dahlem Center, and like the whole first part of the trail, it's like every single flower, plant, tree, it has a sign, and then when you walk through the trails, there'll be specific trees that'll be pointed out and have big sign telling all about it. I love that shit.
I love
man.
parks that do that shit, man.
Yeah, that is.
I
really
probably
cool.
got fucking 30,000 trees on this lot, and there's probably 1,000 different kinds of fucking trees here. Crazy.
That's cool.
Here in the Ann Arbor area, there's Matai Botanical Gardens, which is pretty badass. They have a cactus house. They actually had this really cool bonsai exhibit, and some of these bonsais went back to
700
the
years
18
old.
Yeah, dude, some of these things went back to
That's
the
so
well,
cool.
not 700 years old, but 1800s, so 150 years old, yeah. I mean, I think that it's a very, very cool tradition to hand down the living tree and to
Tommy Lee got one for his birthday
cool.
last year from his wife.
Oh shit!
It was like 150 years old, like you said, and he went and like picked it up from and the guy told him the whole history behind it, like you just said.
So
and
crazy.
he was like, "Whoa, dude!"
Like 2 people have lived their whole fucking lives and cared for that thing at least from the
Yeah.
time that it was, cracked as a seed, and you're like the third.
It's pretty cool.
probably grafted, probably maybe popped from a seed, but typically grafted. It's a very cool tradition that they use that's in bonsai, which is grafting, because they select the species that way, and they also select, they're
Is there
able
a kind
to
of
find
tree
the
that they use?
cultivar.
Because bonsai is a type of technique. It's
It
not
can
a
be
stu- it's not a
anything,
tree.
man. It can be
Okay.
anything.
Have you guys seen those bonsai cannabis plants?
Oh, they're so
Mhm.
cool.
Those are cool.
They're so cool. There's a
I
couple
tried
good
that
ones
one
really
time. It was interesting.
cool. One of my
It's hard to slow it down.
It was
bucket list things is
up.
to take a
It's fucked up.
I want to take a 2-week course on bonsai in the foothills of Mount Fiji. So that
See,
when I wake up every morning, I go to drink my fucking
I
ginger
think
fucking tea. It's
Oh,
fucking
that
Mount
Fiji-
Fiji
no.
staring at me.
Drink Fiji water. That shit's great, man.
It
Fiji
is
water.
good. That's my
Hey,
favorite
lady-
bottled water.
I'll
Hey,
just
lady,
I'll
it's
just lick
Jack
the
the
ground
Ripper.
for that, dude.
Fun
That
fact,
little
Peanut Lady,
solo
it's got-
cup Jack the Ripper.
I had to look it up. What's so special about this shit? Why does it taste so good? It's
Yeah.
Charcoal filter.
it's got the highest silica content.
Oh, interesting.
Mm.
Interesting, but I love it. That's why it's so silky. I love that. Fucking
So we should all be putting Power Psi in our water.
Powers.
No,
Sure
do
not,
not
don't
do
do that shit.
that.
You heard it right here, folks. Power Psi for power.
No.
You make a 5-gallon bucket of Fiji water.
Yeah, that's killing somebody.
I mean, just try like 1/10 of your plant dose. Just a little micro dose. Just micro dose the power side, dude. Just fill up one of these and okay, all right. We're not advocating anybody to do this.
We were talking about like outdoor plants and shit, and I would love, since I have all this fucking vegetation and shit, to really look into more like FPJs and stuff like that, like the fermented plant juice and the Korean natural farming, to be able to feed like the greens and shit to the plants. Have like a bunch of yucca growing around in here and shit.
You said you
It
have
just
lots of
goes down.
trees.
Why does
You're gonna
everybody
cut one
hate
down
apple
and grow
pie?
some mushrooms or what?
I
Can
have
you come cut down a tree?
We need some oak.
so I have marrows that grow here,
you got
and I
some oak?
also
Come get it.
have
Can I come
got a-
prune your
I got
oak
a
tree
pile-
for you?
I got a pile of rotting oak right now that I've got piled up underneath my pine tree.
It
I
needs
have
to
a
be, like,
fucking
needs to be
300-foot oak tree
fresh.
that fell down last
Oh.
year, and
I want to get the most
It's freshly fallen out of my fucking yard. And I just
Freshly
threw it.
fallen? Freshly
Yeah.
fallen? All right.
Yeah,
Where
but
you
it's
got?
fucking
Well-
rotting. It's not like fucking good wood.
I
It's-
have the.
No, I don't need good wood. I just
already.
need recently. Oh, it's fallen because it was dead.
Dude,
So
you know what grows all over here is the Amanita muscarias, the
Oh,
orange
you got
ones.
some of those?
I wish
Yeah,
I
they
saw
grow all
that.
over
Those
the
grow
place.
there?
Yeah,
Where
they
do
grow
you
all over
live?
the place.
They grow
Where
over.
are you?
They
It's
grow
like,
all
where do
over.
you live, man? What the fuck?
I thought that was like
what,
some
what
European.
plane of
like,
existence are you
hill-
on?
No, they grow here.
They
Oh
grow
no, they
here.
do go here. I
It's
do
going
know
to
that
get the yellow ones or the red ones? The yellow ones, probably.
It's the yellowy one.
Yellow
Yeah.
ones. Yeah. Typically, they're
Whoa.
yellow here in Michigan, but
Yeah.
there's some red ones here in Michigan, but they're typically yellow.
I was throwing a bunch of logs around that like got chopped down last year, and there was the kind of
Oh.
mushrooms that grow in like a wave, like
Oh yeah.
it almost looks like a radiator. And so I made sure to put those. I put one in the sunlight and I put one in the shade in different parts in the yard, so that it'll hopefully be able to
Jeez.
populate not just that one, but spread to all the other logs around there and go crazy.
That's sweet.
Scoba, I bet you have some psilocybes in there somewhere, some sort. They may not be cubensis, of course. They might be azurescens.
I had some really weird, like bluish green ones last year that were underneath the tarp when I went to pull back for like the old wood pile and shit.
Interesting.
So I don't know what the fuck that was. I've got a picture of it.
I have no idea how to identify them, but they exist here in Michigan. I mean, they're here, but they're LBMs, man. They're little brown mushrooms that you
Dude, my
can't
whole
be
backyard
certain.
after the rain is
LBM.
it's covered in
The LDS,
I
the
was like,
Latter
what
Day
is that
Saints.
stand for?
The LBMs, man.
LBM,
The
man.
LBMs. It's gotta be fluent in the
Mycology.
mushroom.org chat room.
What were those
Whatever.
big
Shroomery.org.
bright yellow ones that was growing out of my pots?
Yeah, that comes. I swear to God, it's got to come from that extreme gardening stuff.
Is it cocoa?
Look at that.
Were you going to cocoa?
Extreme gardening.
Yeah, it was cocoa.
Yeah, you know those
Cocoa, you get
fucking-
little
what is
mushrooms
that shit?
sometimes.
Mycos.
Yeah, I like that Mycos and Azos.
Yeah, I think it was one of those because we use that shit too, and we get those same fucking yellow mushrooms.
I mean, you can open your mushroom bags and fucking spread that shit over your soil too, and till that in if you want.
Yeah, man. I've thought about that. Like,
I did it,
uh,
dude. When I had that 4x8
Yeah.
bed, it was like
with
fucking.
what,
Let's try it.
oysters?
What's the worst?
Did
it's
with
gonna
oysters, or
Yeah.
I'm thinking cubensis, but yeah, oysters I'd imagine work really, really well.
do? They will spread.
Yeah. That'd be
Eric
really cool.
thinks that stands for different things than you do, Red.
Look at that, my vases. with
I
the
actually can't. My dirty mind can't even think of the what else LBM might stand for. So I'm glad.
large bowel movement.
Well, I was thinking that at the second you did. I
Oh,
was like,
Red.
maybe a
Oh,
bowel
Red. This
movement,
is so
but maybe
good.
is a liquid bowel movement. Oh man.
My dear.
Jesus.
Dun 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 dun. Boom.
Cheers, chat. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. That's very chill.
Speaking of munchies, I don't know why I just thought of this. Oh, I don't have them in here, but I got this new thing at Meijer. It's not a new thing, but it's new to me. At the bougie Meijer, that's kettle cooked peanuts. So they're already shelled and everything, but they're kettle cooked.
Whoa.
So you know, like kettle cooked potato chips are super crispy.
So you don't get the shell.
Peanuts are crispy and like you're eating like a potato chip, but it's a peanut, and they're yummy and tasty. And
Okay.
Do you think that kettle cooked is just a fancy word for deep fried?
Essentially.
I was thinking about
Freeze-dried.
that.
But it's been like
same.
some
So
kind
are
of
they
oil.
dry? Do they like leave them out dry, or they kind of have some moisture left in them?
No, I mean they're not like bold peanuts or nothing.
Yeah, because like I love to eat peanut, but it gets my mouth real super dry, so it's not something if I'm high that I want to eat because I usually have dry mouth already.
Well, that's why you have
It
some.
make my side hurt. I don't know if that's a thing.
That's because you eat the goddamn shells. Do you guys
No.
eat
You
the
eat
peanuts?
regular peanuts.
No.
Regular peanuts.
Now that's an
No,
assumption,
like-
Becca. How do you know? Have you
Yeah.
seen me eating shells? I don't eat
I don't
shells
think
as a
you're
fucking
supposed
savage.
to.
I don't eat
shells.
fucking shells.
Some
I
people
mean, why
don't eat
would
the
they
shell.
salt the shells if you're not supposed to
I
eat
don't
the
even
shells?
buy them in the shells. I find
Red,
them
are you
already
eating the
shelled.
shell?
They salt the
Yes.
shells. Yeah, I chow on those shells. It's fucking cardboard.
No.
Oh, you're saying the little skins is
Roughage, Red. Roughage.
Yeah, I
Suck on
eat
them bad
that.
boys, dude. They're good, man.
That's
Chew
why
on bad
your
boys.
side hurts. You got
No wonder why your
That's why your
tooth
side
cracked.
hurts.
Well, the tooth was popcorn. That was a fucking popcorn kernel because I chow on popcorn.
Another thing you're not supposed to
You're
do.
a warrior.
I found that out the hard way. Don't
Man.
eat those. Don't eat those
Red,
in
do
your
you chew
30s.
pebbles?
I have found out in my old
Grape
age
nuts?
there are certain
I
things
still
that
do.
you
I
can't
still
eat.
find myself. Fuck, I gotta do that.
A
Sorry.
piece of toffee cost me $1,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
pull the filling, yeah.
Yeah.
Pulled my crown right out, and
Of
then I
course.
needed a new crown. It was like, damn.
Ugh.
I'd already fulfilled my crownage for the year too, so it was like they were like, sorry, ching.
I'm not looking forward to this bill.
Toffee.
I just,
Damn it.
Yeah.
It wasn't
It'll
it
be
wasn't one
alright,
of
Red.
Sue's, was it?
Huh?
It wasn't one of Sue's toffees, was it?
No.
Okay.
This was 2 years ago.
The hickory
Still
nut,
would-
man.
Alright.
You know what was
I'm
worse? It was my
We still have
ex's.
those.
It was my ex-husband's. He's like,
He
here,
fucking
have a piece
booby
of
trapped it,
toffee,
man.
$1,000.
You are the booby it
more
trapped.
money.
And that's why that's an X now.
I'll have to hear
That's
more
right.
on
Exactly.
crown safety here because
Trying
we're
to be
gonna.
nice.
Crown safety.
It's gonna be the topic of conversation the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna be having freaking mouth issues on Mondays.
The new form.
Next Monday night, I'm gonna be fucking all kinds of high.
Oh, is
wait.
it
So
next
you're-
Monday?
Red
Well,
truly
next
is
Monday, I'm
middle-aged.
getting my grinding. I'm getting
Your
my
bruxism is what that's called, Red. Bruxism.
It's
They're
really
gonna-
not that bad.
They're
They
gonna
numb your
prep.
face
They're
for a
gonna
couple
prep my
hours.
tooth for.
That's all.
They're gonna prep my tooth for a.
Red, think about it this way. That's where
Root
you're gonna
canal.
be feeling the best because it'll be numb, bro. So enjoy that part.
I'm gonna be talking like this for.
No, you're
It
not.
doesn't
You're
matter.
Oh,
old
you
timey
are
Thinking
Popeye.
about it too much.
Perfect.
Jeez
You
Louise.
shouldn't be talking much when they're in your mouth, man. Just relax and watch the TV.
Yeah, it's not that
Well,
bad.
just
dude.
let me put my headphones on.
Keep
a
the
bit. I just
chatter
don't want to
in.
listen
Oh,
to that.
dude, that's a good idea. I would ask
Yeah.
them to do that. Get like the
Oh,
little
yeah.
earbuds. Where it doesn't get in the way, they probably would let you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking my earbuds. I'm afraid will pop
My
out. I kind of
idea.
want these bad boys.
That's a
These
great
suckers
idea,
are
Becca.
good. If they could let me have these bad boys and just bring my whole fucking stereo in there and crank up, dude, I'll be set.
Well,
That'd be awesome.
Take a couple
man.
fucking hits of acid before you go. Whee!
Thank you. I was trying to think. I was like, I wonder if this would put me in a good mood, or if they'd be like,
I
"Oh
wouldn't.
fuck, there's a spaceship
Oh,
beaming
shit.
down on
No,
me."
bro, I wouldn't. I would try to abstain from cannabis. I know as much as it sucks, but
I did not
it's-
smoke cannabis
For blood.
before today because of my anxiety.
It's a
Because I
vasodilator.
get fucking weird on weed and
You
Do
weird.
that, well,
Harry.
you're going for the root canal
starts
for
getting the
sure.
wheels going, man.
Like even a day or two before, like if you can.
I had a feeling a couple days ago, right? I took like 3 dabs and I was perfect.
She's good. She's
It was
yeah. You don't get
perfect.
anxiety to go to the dentist like I do. Fuck,
It
dude,
was
I haven't gotten my
perfect.
teeth cleaned in a decade. That's the kind of fucking anxiety I get about going to the dentist.
They call
I'm
me
worried
yuck
about-
mouth because it don't brush.
Like I'm just more worried because
They
of the
said
bread
his teeth
thinner.
were
So if they're
actually
going to be
really
drilling
good.
in your teeth, and
That's
I
like
mean, it was a
70
fucking
shit.
2-hour cleaning, but
I don't mind the dentist. Mine's
Did they have
she's
to get the
pretty
tiger
cool.
paw thing out, Red?
oh, dude,
You know, like when you're trying to like rough up metal and shit.
they had a grinder.
Sparks.
I did.
You
see
know it was
black
you know it was a
flying
good
in my
visit, Red.
peripheral
Like when
vision. It was
when you wake
wild.
up and there's like a wingtip fucking print on your chest from him, like getting all up in there and shit. Get your
It
money's
was
worth,
nice
man.
when they had the X-ray going. I had this nice weighted lead.
You
It
like
felt
the weighted
good.
blanket thing
Like, yeah,
sometimes.
I haven't been
Don't get another
zapped with
X-ray.
X-rays in a few years, so that's
Becca, get him a weighted blanket.
We have 3.
They
man.
prescribed me this. They prescribed me this pineal gland calcifying fucking toothpaste.
Hey, Red,
so-
do you want
Yeah,
you want a
like-
fun fact
Oh,
thing
with
on the
fluoride
pineal
on it?
gland?
The fluoride toothpaste.
What's your
That's
penis
bullshit.
have to do with this?
Yeah,
You don't
man,
know.
they're
That's one
trying
of
to
my
rip up
pet
my
peeves. I have
penis.
to go to Myers, so there's enough selection of fucking toothpaste that I can actually get one without fluoride. Why does every fucking toothpaste have to have
This stuff
fluoride?
has like 1% pure fluoride in it, dude. It's wild.
fucking A,
Yeah,
dude.
dude. Yeah. Don't eat anything for 30 minutes afterwards, or else you'll fucking lose your
Don't
pineal
swallow
gland.
it. Yeah.
And the pineal gland's gonna look like a
It's gonna
fucking raisin.
calcify.
Baby saliva.
You will not meditate for the next 15
Hey,
years.
Red, you want to know a fun fact is if you ever see like sometimes you'll see old statues and shit and have like the pine cone and they'll be always holding it up. That's always thought to be symbolic of the pineal gland.
I believe
The
that.
pineal gland is also traditionally thought of as like the third eye source. So when you see people with like, that acorn shit, and sometimes you'll see them on old buildings and shit. It's like wisdom. And
Which is why I
stuff like
don't
that.
want it calcified.
Right on. I mean,
Yeah.
it could serve a purpose still at some
That's
future misty point.
Well, that's the theory. The theory is that it is our third eye, and that is our connection with the, whatever it is, man, whatever you want to call it, the universe, the divine, the yourself, fucking others. It's our connection between each other. Like, when we're having that like weird trip, and you're like, I know exactly what you're thinking, and I know what you're thinking. You both left at the same time. You both get up and go grab munchies. You know what I mean? Those
High five Sasquatch.
all that weird thought stuff. It's all pineal gland driven. All of your foreshadowing thought,
Wookfoot,
your dreams where you wake up, you're dreaming about your friend, and then you wake up to them calling you or some shit like that. It's
How
all
do they
pineal
find this out?
gland driven. Oh, they don't find it out. It's all fucking just a bunch of woo.
It's all theory.
Woo woo.
It's a bunch of woo.
It's not like where it lights up on the brain or anything like that.
I mean, yeah, it's like, crystals and
Woo.
stuff. They combine with it, and
I
I
wanna
honestly
give a
don't
sh-
think they've done
What?
to be honest, I don't think, Becca, that they've really done studies, because I think what Red said there was pretty important. There's like a communal thing. I
Mhm.
think a lot of these psychedelics, there's like a whole, like if you get in a drum circle or something, the whole communal thing adds
Yeah,
to the
man.
experience. That I don't think there's ever been any kind of study where they were doing brainwave things on. They always do it on one individual. You know,
But
what I
They
mean?
why?
have.
But why the pineal gland?
They have. So the pineal gland just goes what was Skilbo was talking about with the acorn, and it comes up a lot in like spiritual text, in let's say metaphysics and things like that. It just comes up a lot, and so it's in theory that
Your third eye.
it has meaning. That there is
The
meaning, like
Bhagavad
the whole
Gita.
third eye thing.
Yeah.
I believe. Fuck, I don't want to. I can't go into that.
It's the late
Never
sesh,
mind.
right? It's okay.
I don't want to go into it. I don't want to go into any specific religions, but I think that the Bendi has something to do with it in the Hindu culture. I'm not sure, but it might. Just things like that, just and a lot of times, gems and things are used.
Mr.
I don't-
Mania is like our residence cult watcher, making sure that nobody's trying to turn this group commune thing into something more than it was intended to be. Yeah.
You draw an eye on your forehead. We wear green robes, of course, and
Indeed.
we smoke
Drink
copious.
from
You need
the
to wear a
uranium.
garland of
What I
fucking
told my
families,
dentist
man.
today was I smoke copious amounts of cannabis on top of the.
You did
Copious
tell her
amounts.
that?
Yeah, but she said, "Am I on any medication?" I said, "Well, ibuprofen
Just a
and
plant,
smoking
man.
copious amounts of
Just a
cannabis. So
plant.
don't prescribe me anything with the citrus."
Don't give me the laughing gas, right?
Well, I don't know,
was already
man.
smoking the
Coming
giggle
from the-
stick
coming
before I
straight from
came
the
in. I
dentist, coming
don't
straight
need
from
it.
the dentist, I might have to. I'd say that was probably my first drug interaction. Laughing gas. That's a strange one, right? Strange one, right? They're like, "Oh, you're gonna see Mickey Mouse." I was like being told some weird things.
They
You guys
gave you
think Mickey
laughing
Mouse?
gas? The
Dude,
gift?
is that
I
story
got
with
gassed when
Mickey
I was
Mouse?
8 years old. 8
That's
years
like
old.
What
I
the
got
fuck?
So that's the
Yeah.
original DMT machine elves. Was
Yeah,
this
yeah.
them talking
Man,
about
at
the
the
Mickey
Dentist of
Mouse?
all places, they just give it to you young. I was getting a filling. I had a lot of anxiety for the dentist.
Did he
I
laugh
don't
like
know.
this, Red? Did he go?
You know what I got for the
"Mwah."
feeling? I got a shot in the fucking mouth.
I got one of those. They gave me one of those, but
Yeah,
they
I
used the
think- Did it
gas.
help?
They gave me the
Oh.
gas before the shot. I was freaked out about the shot. It was
Oh,
the
okay,
needle.
so
Like I was not having a fucking needle in my mouth.
I was
dude.
Holy
threatened.
shit.
I was threatened to death.
Throw your
to not
back out there,
move.
lifting that cat.
I'm surprised they didn't strap me
This is-
down.
Yeah,
Look at him looking at you like,
my
put
mom
me
was
down,
She
woman.
would play mind games with me. She'd be like, "If you move, it could go into your brain." It's like you just trying to sit so still.
So still, dude.
So yeah,
You're gonna
she'd
poke
play
your
Now
eye
mind
they
games with
numb
ya.
it first for like
Yeah,
a couple
yeah,
rub it.
minutes. You
Yes,
don't even
Becca.
feel it.
It's
Yeah.
not bad
This
at
just
all.
happened. I did not feel anything. I
Yeah.
started to feel something, and she was like, "Okay, I'll give you some more."
Yeah, for
They had
sure.
to calm
Yeah,
my
if you
ass
say-
down with the
if you
Mickey
even-
Mouse gas.
Yeah, if you even twitch, they stop. And
Yeah.
they're
They
super.
want no
Yeah,
pain. No pain.
I
It's
will
not
say that.
bad.
Yeah, they don't fuck with you like that.
They'll be
It's
like,
so
It gets annoying. It's like, God damn it, just finish it. Stop. Yeah, it's fine. Just do it.
Red, it's so much better on the other side of it.
Oh, I
not
can't
having
wait,
that
man.
Constant
Oh,
fucking
I agree with
annoyance
that.
and
It's annoying because a tooth gets fucking food gets stuck in there, and it's just always
Hell
on my
yeah.
mind that if not treated properly, it's gonna get infected and
Yep.
Just
It
fall
will.
apart
having
parts
to
of my
take
face,
that-
you know?
Just imagine
So-
not having
Man,
taken ibuprofen, bro.
a
Good.
tooth can kill you.
Yeah.
Exactly, dude. Exactly. I mean,
Don't
that's
leave
a
that
reality
shit.
that I live with all the fucking time. I'm thinking about, and then to relax, I take psychedelics and things like that. And if that shit doesn't fucking fuck with you, you know what I mean? Like you start thinking about that, you go down rabbit holes with that shit. I'm gonna die because of a fucking toothache. You know what I mean? Like fuck, dude. I hate thinking about that shit.
But
Even-
you had the
even
first
enough weed will get
appointment.
you there.
Super relieving.
Blue Kiss down there giving those
Pain
pro
is
tips. You want to
temporary.
highlight that, painted lady?
Super temporary.
But what would you say? But what would you say, Red, about today? It went relatively
Just
well.
relax your jaw and get it done. she says. Yeah, man. Yeah. Like what Shredder says. And I've been hearing that, my whole life from a lot of people too. And I did, man. I put it off. A lot of it was because just basic neglect, basic negligence. I have absolutely no excuses besides not making appointments or anything like that. I had dental insurance most of my life. Aside from I went through a span of about 4, maybe 3 years without insurance, maybe 4 or 5 without dental
Ooh,
insurance specifically.
risky.
When I first broke my tooth, when it first broke 3 years ago, I didn't have insurance. And that's really why I didn't go get it looked at immediately. And after a while, I just got used to it. And then all of a sudden the pandemic came around. I did get dental insurance. Pandemic came around and I'm like, nobody's gonna fucking lean over me and fucking put their finger in my mouth, for the first half of that thing. I was freaked out, and having panic attacks. I couldn't breathe. I didn't want to fucking sit in can't fucking breathe, having a panic attack. I'm gonna sit in the fucking dentist chair with a fucking drill in my mouth. No fucking way, dude.
Bring on the
Thank God
X-rays,
for
right, Red?
psychedelics, dude. No, I mean the only way that I think that I've gotten the courage enough to get into the dentist chair and get this shit fucking yanked on is
Did they put you in the Captain America Marvel room where all
able
the
to
superheroes are on the
rationalize.
wall and you're like, I'm a big kid
That's
too.
the thing
I
you
can
can do, dude. I'm looking up and there's a mobile. There's like a really nice mobile, and I'm like, dude, thank God there's a fucking mobile to just like kind of chill me out. And
It's the
every
infant's
so
room.
often I just kind of close my eyes and I just enjoyed it, just scrub my gums, it's kind of cool. Fucking I try to live in the moment, man. I try to live in the moment. I'm gonna
go
really
with it.
try to enjoy this fucking root canal as best as I can. I'm just gonna remember, it's not every day that somebody gets to stick a file inside the root of your tooth. So let's rock and roll.
Just think of what dentistry was like during the Civil War, Red, and then count your
dude.
blessings.
Yeah, no shit.
Even since
dude.
the last time
Bite
it's
on this
been, it's
stick.
changed
not
so
not just
much.
not just in Civil War, but how about today in certain parts of the world? So, I could imagine that even some people are still you know, they can't get a real dentist. They
Well,
can't
we were talking
afford a fucking root canal.
about what was it, that beetroot or beetroot, potent tonics. Remember he was
Yeah.
talking about the shit that makes your teeth red, like
Yeah.
Oh shit, yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah, wild. There was a interesting study. I
Did you
don't know
read
who I
about
was-
this at the dentist office?
Oh man, it was a podcast. Maybe I don't think it was
9 out of 10
Chip
dentists agree.
Baker. I don't think it was real. It might have been like Real Dirt. Somebody was interviewing somebody on KNF or something, and they were talking about the food quality in, I believe it was maybe Korea, maybe somewhere in South Korea, and they were talking about Korean natural farming. Someone had gone out there and they were talking about where or why Korean natural farming got such a spotlight, right? And it had something to do with like the people on one side of this valley were eating high commercially grown, just hydroponic food, and their teeth were basically falling out. They noticed like a lot of influx in these dental records where people's teeth were falling out. The other side of this valley was high regenerative, KNF grown, recycled food source, you know, using all organic growing methods and things like that. And these people had excellent dental records. And between these two comparisons, they were able to find out that the KNF was remineralizing our bodies. You know, you don't need to brush with fluoride and shit like that if your body can
You don't have to blush with
recalcify
this
itself.
Fucking poison.
You know what I mean? Like
No aluminum oxide for me, please.
I mean,
I'm good.
if I can get enough
fluoride.
like actual calcium and like stuff like that out of my food and real food, not just like supplementary food that my body can actually use, make it bioavailable is the thing. You know, we can eat all the shit that we want, but is it actually bioavailable? You know, we can eat and chow down on kale and all kinds of stuff like that. And some of it will pass through, but if we juice it, we'll get way more of those minerals. Like we lose minerals just by eating shit. Whereas it is so like the way that we eat, what we eat, and all of this other stuff creates what we are. And they prove that in there, and that is a huge reason why KNF, from my understanding, is has its spotlight the way that it does.
Painted Lady, you remember Slim Goodbody?
It sounds familiar.
He was the dude back in like the early 80s, late 70s. He used to have like a unitard that he would wear, and it had like all of the blood vessels of the body and all that shit.
Oh yeah.
He was like the original Mr. You Are What You Eat.
What was that from?
Slim Goodbody. I don't remember, man. Somebody in chat will
So
remember.
she remembers Slim.
The distant reaches
Slim,
of
yeah.
people's mind is where that was from.
Dude, I can remember some shit, man.
From the distant
Man.
reaches of Skiffle's mind.
My favorite was Electric Company. Electric Company was the shit.
Yeah.
That they had some good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
6,
7,
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah.
Was that their phone number?
That
Did
was
they
No,
make
they
that
were
easy
counting
to
to
I'm
12.
teaching you how to count.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
they're
was
just
Sesame
teaching you.
Street.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Like I thought, and see how Skillbo and I both remembered it.
All right,
been
so this
programmed.
is a generation before me. So
Work.
is this like a PBS thing or is
No.
this a VHS
This is like
tape?
Saturday morning cartoons.
It
and
was-
Okay, all right.
shit
They
like
used to
that.
do that all the time
Sesame
on
Street.
Sesame Street.
Sesame
Yeah.
All right,
Street.
Sesame Street.
Yeah.
Okay, I remember Sesame Street.
You
I had
remember the
Fraggle
count
Rock
of
and
1, 2,
Sesame
3,
Street.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
You remember it too?
12.
There's the
Yeah.
delay.
I don't remember that
It
shit. though.
works, and we
I don't-
still remember it. How many years later?
That specific song, I think, is from the like the I'm Just a Bill up on Capitol Hill, Bill of Rights and shit.
remember
that one.
Saturday.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
School of Rock, I think, is what
Schoolhouse
that's
Rock.
called.
Yeah, Schoolhouse Rock.
Yeah,
There you go.
man.
That's what that's from.
Whoever
Yeah,
created
Steve Bowl of
those
Seeds
things
knows what I'm talking about.
were
Junction.
geniuses. We still remember
Ooh,
it.
Goddess of the Moon says it was on Captain Kangaroo. Okay.
Oh my God, Captain Kangaroo!
And I just
what-
missed out on that one. All right,
Yeah,
here's some
okay.
weird, funky stuff.
Mr.
Who
Green
remembers like
Yeah.
Zoobly Zoo,
I
Polka
remember that.
Dot Door, and some other
That's
fucking
90s shit, isn't
weird.
it?
They were super weird, dude. Like
Comfy
really
chair
weird.
or couch or whatever it was.
Yeah, man. Like Pee Wee Herman weird. Like these were like they were
I
just
love
like
Pee Wee Herman.
they were just trying to like come out with the
Of
most
course.
outrageous shit ever, dude. Pee Wee
Mecca
Herman
lecca
was just
high.
off the planet.
Mecca hiney ho.
Dude.
Mecca lecca high. Mecca Johnny ho.
Mecca honey ho. Man, dude, just constant. This is why I have anxiety because I watch
This is
fucking
why I
Pee Wee
have it.
Herman. I got screamed at by a fucking living room chair.
What's
in
the
a
word of the day,
cabinet
Red?
set, in a
Anthocyanins.
bat in a mailbox, or I'm sorry, a pterodactyl in a mailbox. They screamed at me when I was fucking 4.
I just turned that shit.
I used to love it when I was a kid, dude. It was great. I'd go from that to fucking Winnie the Pooh. Tigger
That's like a
bouncing the fuck
huge
around.
difference between
Yeah.
Eeyore and them,
It-
right?
Yeah, big time.
Eeyore's
that was
awesome.
like
He's one of my
Winnie the Pooh
favorites.
was like tell me about it. Like, Eeyore's super
He
chill.
was just chill, man. He was always stoned
Just
out of
always
his mind.
chilling, man. He's too cool.
Eeyore is,
He was the
Eeyore is
sad
kind of
one,
like
yeah.
the Sesame Street
Oh, good for you, little
Snuffleupagus.
indica.
Okay.
Yeah.
Snuffy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, bird.
I like
Snuff-
Snuffleupagus too, man.
Snuffleupagus.
Maybe I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
needed a little
Stoner, too.
chill. Yeah. Yeah, Snuffleupagus. He was hairy, dude, so he was cool.
I liked Oscar too. I thought he was kind of misunderstood. He was
Like-
Yep. And Cookie Monster. I always wanted his cookies. I was so envious of those cookies. He always had all those cookies.
Can you believe they made him eat vegetables now?
No, they didn't.
Yeah, he's not the Cookie Monster. He's like
What?
fucking eats vegetables.
He's
What?
the vegetable monster?
Yeah.
What? The Green Machine?
The
Google that shit.
bejesus.
Look at the disappointment.
Yeah.
Is he in a Rubbermaid tote
He
now?
looks the
Come
same with his milk there.
on.
He should be like fucking rail thin and fucking green or something, but no, he looks
Looking
the
like
same.
Slim Goodbody.
Now I want cookies, man.
Man.
Can't
Yeah,
have
now I
him.
really want cookies. I don't have them.
Fucking Cookie
Okay.
Monster says eat your vegetables. Not
I
your
thought that was the
cookies.
Think
Hulkamania.
on,
Hulk Hogan. Eat your
think it's
vegetables.
on
Take your
HBO now.
vitamins. Say your prayers. All that
It
shit.
is.
What
So
about
bad.
what about the craze when when Christmas time came around and people started getting really fucking gnarly about like trampling each other down to get
Cabbage Patch Kids and shit.
it was like, but remember what like really got nuts was the Tickle Me Elmo.
Yeah,
Tickle Me
the
Elmo,
Elmo
right.
doll.
They went
Tickle
they
Me
went
Elmo
fucking
doll.
We're getting socked and
ape
shit.
shit
for it.
on that. Yeah.
That was a different era of shopping.
How weird and creepy is that whole
The
fucking
banana
thing?
splits.
It was
One
so
banana,
it
two
was
banana,
super
three
weird,
banana,
man.
four.
Super weird. Like all of a
Weird.
sudden from then on, people just got incredibly disrespectful in the stores. They were just fucking tearing each other down for the fucking and then they started doing like Black Friday sales on like fucking Wednesday.
Dude, that's because we've become a mentality of like hooray for me and to hell with everybody else.
And now
become, like,
you
the
can't even buy
prevalent
that shit in
theme.
those stores. You have to get it online. It's super ironic. It's like we used to trample each other down, and now we're just like sitting in our fucking living room, just fucking hitting the thing, waiting for the shit to come. I'd rather go back in the fucking herd, dude. I want to go fight that trample. That was fun.
bro.
Running around fucking TV. Get the fuck out of my way. Fucking elbows.
Red's got a flashback going on.
It's
Throw
still an
these
option,
bows.
bro. It's still an option. You can go out there. Just there's not
It's
very many
fucking
people.
funny, dude. That's great.
No,
Teddy Ruxpin, dude. Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
Teddy
I had
Ruxpin.
one of
My
those.
brother had one of those.
Yeah, Teddy Ruxpin was the jam, dude.
What was it? I can something.
I
What
never
was it?
had
He
one of
always-
those.
When you turned it on, it was
But
like, we
that's
just
for like younger kids. We were too old for that.
Oh, we were old at that point. Oh,
It was
It
probably
was a
yeah.
robot. It was like a robot bear.
Ruxpin was late 80s, yeah.
It was
We're
a
more
robot
like
bear
the,
that
uh,
sang
Oh.
red-
The bicycle with
like
the banana
red
seats
beer.
and shit. That's us.
A young
and it
kid
had
thing.
Grumby. It was his brother or his buddy or something. Was another one.
It was a cassette tape player.
Yep.
So it was a doll that was a cassette tape player.
And its eyes
oh
and
yeah, I
mouth
remember.
would
Yeah, his
move and
mouth
shit.
would move. It was
And
fucking awesome,
animatronics.
dude.
Yeah.
Something like that today would be like $200. Probably more.
You could look about eBay. They're probably more than that.
Well, I mean, like a Teddy
Like a
Ruxpin,
working one,
a
yeah.
working Teddy Ruxpin, I would hope. But like, let's just say you had bought that. Let's
Red,
just
did
say
you have a
bought the-
glowworm?
Let's say you bought a brand. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I had a glowworm. Let's just say you bought a brand new Teddy Ruxpin today, and it like,
sure you
like a
can
Teddy
get one?
Ruxpin of today would be like probably like a Bluetooth fucking radio or something
You
like
could
that.
you could
It would
hack it
cost-
to
It would
be.
cost fucking $200, dude. A Teddy Ruxpin back
Are you
then
sure
was
you don't
probably
have one like
40 or
wrapped
30
around
or
your
40
mic
bucks.
cable or something right now?
What's that?
Are you sure you don't have like a Teddy Ruxpin wrapped around your mic cable or something right now?
Like the snake. It's like this
Dude,
is a $700 snake.
The closest thing I have to that era. The
$8,000.
closest thing I have to that era. It's I have an Alf doll that I've wanted.
Oh, that's badass.
I want to
They
show
made like
off my
12
Alf
of those
doll.
probably.
Yeah, the Alf
Super
doll's a
creepy.
fun one. It stares at us in the bedroom.
Red,
The
do you remember what
bedroom.
Alf was? What was Alf always trying
Oh
to
yeah,
eat?
dude. Oh yeah, he hangs out. We both have a doll in the bedroom.
Red, what was Alf trying to eat all the time?
Mine's like Baby Yoda. Come on, like it's
The
cute.
Baby Yoda's cool.
Alf ate cats.
He
Yeah.
always tried to eat the cat.
Love the pussy. Sorry guys. I mean you
Why'd you
laid
say
it up, dude.
guys?
You laid it
Say
up. I was
girls,
thinking.
maybe?
You're Gretzky over there, bro.
Prove it, says Jason Eystone. What about Light Bright? Light Bright was a
Light
jam,
Bright.
dude.
I had like
Here,
right.
put some fucking holes in this black construction.
You only get one sheet. You get one sheet of construction paper, dude, and you reuse
Have
it
at it. Yeah.
over and over, and you have no idea what color to use after you fucking stick through the first time.
I had so
They
many
have
of those.
they have like sophisticated ones now.
Ooh,
It's
sophisticated.
just like
Yeah.
fucking digital.
Yeah, like they just light up what color you gotta
Ah,
do.
dude, the future pisses me off. I fucking hate the future, dude.
The future
The
pisses me off.
future pisses me off.
Explain this, Red. You got
Well,
to.
we're there for one.
Sorry.
dude.
I
Also
understand,
not-
Red. You just warped into the future today. You're a whole year older now.
All
I
right, all right,
know.
I'm taking this
Yeah.
from South Park first off.
He is
but,
now
dude, the
21
future
for the
fucking
16th
sucks.
time.
We're in the future, bro.
In the year
Man.
2000. In the year-
I never watched South Park ever, and then I watched the like post-COVID ones, these
Yeah.
special ones where they're in the
What-
future.
What do you
So
think?
Fucking
Hilarious.
hilarious, man. So
Yeah.
we went
They're-
back. We're
they're
in season
awesome,
1
dude.
now.
Trey, Matt Stone and Trey Parker are
Oh my God.
geniuses, dude.
They're pretty funny.
They're
episodes,
great, dude.
for sure.
That's
They're-
a long journey to go.
When they took LSD at the Grammys, that's fucking awesome. Them taking LSD at the Grammys is hilarious. They fucking trolled reporters all fucking night. It was fucking awesome, dude. They have some pretty cool pop up videos about them, and like they've done interviews and talked about it and shit like that. It's fucking hilarious.
We need more King of the Hill, man.
They went
Mike
and
Judge.
they went and dressed in dresses.
Dang it, Red.
Dude, I spent a long time, dude. King of the Hill would just pop. I'd be sitting here trimming, dude, and just watching Cartoon Network, you know. King of the Hill at one point would pop on.
Are you yes or no with the Tom Petty episodes?
Tom Petty episodes? You
Yeah.
mean the fucking
Cletus or whatever his name is.
Yeah. I dig that, dude. He's the wild he's a exterminator, man.
No, that's
Oh.
Dale Gribble.
Oh, you're talking about that's what I was thinking. You're talking about Dale.
Dale.
Because he kind of like looks like Tom Petty.
Oh, Boomhauer. He can't understand a fucking thing he says.
yeah.
That's what you sound like sometimes.
I
Early late session.
watch me a whole lot of that show, dude. Yeah, dude. It's Cam the Can Man says he grew up on. So it's wild how long South Park's been on, but it's wild
Like
how long.
25 years?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
still
dude.
going. This is crazy.
Season,
Was it
dude.
90?
New episodes are
97 or
like
some
on
shit?
Fridays. That's what we've been doing lately.
Simpsons has been on running for
It's
Since
so crazy
89.
that
Plus years.
Both of those shows are still on.
It's crazy. It's crazy that from the time the Simpsons started, it took until South Park, which is probably 10 or 15 years.
Not even that long.
Not even
No.
that long? Is
No,
it not that
The
long?
Simpsons was 89.
Okay,
and
so maybe
South
10
Park was, I
years.
think, like 97.
97. Oh,
think.
really? Wow, they're that close in time. Okay, all right. That's way closer than I thought, but still 8 years.
Family Guy's been around for quite a while too. That's
Family Guy has.
Since like 99.
Are they still doing new episodes of Family Guy? Is that still
don't know.
rocking?
Who knows? Nobody watches TV anymore.
I don't.
yeah, I don't
yeah,
watch it.
I just don't watch TV anymore. We have been doing the South Park thing just because
For funny
it's been
times.
fucking hilarious watching this shit because South Park's just so in
Short
tune with what's
episodes,
going on
too.
in like the real times. It's almost like watching the news, you know. Sometimes, dude, like it's just so fucking dead on.
Did you see what Mr. Manny just said in chat? He goes, "You can have a hack to watch South Park to it with closed captions on. You can understand what Kenny says."
Oh, that's funny. That's cool. I
Fuck
didn't
you
know that.
guys.
That's
Fuck this
great.
shit.
He says some raunchy shit. From my understanding, he
Yeah.
says some real raunchy
He
shit.
talks about
in the
cats a lot
intros.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what? And that's why I don't watch. I never did watch Elf, Manny, because Elf ate cats. Bad.
Ren and Stimpy, dude.
Oh,
That
that was
is
my
a
favorite, Red.
cultural icon of like fucking
It was so great.
Westerners. If you
And
grew
beat
up in the
his head
'90s,
right along with him.
93. Yeah, I remember.
I
that.
was so baked watching that in my college days.
but it was on Nickelodeon for like 5-year-old kids.
That's what I couldn't figure out. 'Cause it was
Wild. Don't
so
Whiz on the
for
electric
stoners.
fence was one of the game boards that they would play. Don't Whiz on the fucking Log was hilarious, dude. I could
Log.
probably recite the Log song if you
Oh, can we
fucking
want to sing it for your
rolls
birthday?
downstairs.
You
dude.
want to
It's
sing it for your
fucking
birthday,
hilarious.
Red?
No, dude. Yeah, you guys want to sing the Log song to me for my
Can
birthday?
we
That would
can.
be great.
Fucking legend.
Log. It's big. It's heavy. It's wood.
Dude, it's Log. It's Log. It's better than bad. It's good. It's fucking so awesome, dude. Dude, it's so great.
See, even martial artists is singing with you guys.
Yep.
There he goes.
Dude, they were nutty. I agree. Dude, it was just that Pee Wee Herman and all that other shit that turns you in fucking an anxious mess in your fucking
There,
30s.
you got chat going. They're singing. Go with it.
Exactly it. I needed to get off the cartoons and
So where are you
Right.
seeing that at
book
now,
reports.
though? Is that like on?
I haven't been able to find Ren and Stimpy. It was on DVD back in the
You
day.
could get on YouTube now or something like YouTube.
I'm
YouTube.
sure it's got to be
Yeah.
found somewhere.
Dude, they have to.
Where can we get our Ren and Stimpy
Amazon
fix?
Prime
Amazon Prime.
and Paramount Plus.
Even better. I'm a Prime
Oh,
member.
fuck Paramount Plus.
Boom.
It might cost money. Though.
Wow, we got lots of hate coming.
Yeah, that's a
from
good
Paramount
point.
Plus. Damn.
Yeah, Paramount. So.
Fuck that shit.
You know, dude, they would do those close-ups.
DNS
You know, remember when
motherfuckers.
like they'd get in on the macro shots and Ren and Stimpy, and it'd be all like squiggly hairs and fucking
Uh-huh.
sexy nasty, dude.
Yes.
Oh my god, man,
Oh yeah.
It was so great. I
so
love
good. The animation on that was fantastic.
It was
Fantastic.
great.
Storyline, everything about it, dude. They were
And
just
wasn't
like,
there a tooth storyline?
yeah,
I
their teeth.
swear
Their teeth. Everything had personalities of themselves. Like, you know, they'd get up close into their mouth, and yeah, like
Yeah.
Stimpy or somebody had like their teeth would talk to each other and do crazy shit. Yeah, there was like there was a whole a tooth episode. Yeah, you're
It
totally
seems
right.
like there was. It sounds really familiar
yep.
now.
That show was
that was a great one.
fantastic. Brent
Okay.
Anderson says Log is 2.1 million views on YouTube. That's great. Yeah, they're all probably from 35 to 40-year-olds.
Hey,
Yep.
man. Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Yeah, I'm
40
in that.
plus.
Yeah, 40 plus.
Now the shows are all
35,
super
40 plus.
educational and not very fun to watch at all. It's a really big bummer.
Really? Nickelodeon? I've
I
never.
just like
so true.
I
man.
watch them with my little siblings, and I'm just like I've learned so much from this kids show about
Yes, you're
animals,
right,
man. Like, it's so educational.
Stranger
So
danger.
saying some sea otter trivia facts the other day. So
Oh,
learned this
Regale us with
from Oxymoron.
stories.
Here's what's super cool though. Her brother calls to give me a happy birthday fucking thing today. You know, like what's up, happy birthday. And I'm asking him what he learned in school today, and he said that he was learning about worm poop. I was like, that's fucking awesome, dude, because I just
cool.
bought 100 worms
You
to
didn't
grow
say
some
that.
worm poop. I didn't say that's fucking awesome, but I said that's awesome. You know,
right.
Better grammar.
5-year-old brother.
Yeah.
So pretty excited to hear about you're gonna.
Yeah,
have
dude. He was like, what? You make worm poop? And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I just bought 100 worms. He's like, worms like in the ground? I'm like, yeah.
That's awesome.
He said, "Are you gonna build a home for them?"
I said, I already got
It's a
one.
tote, man.
Like, we're going in the garage and we're gonna turn their poop into plants. Smoke 'em.
I see Astro Charlie in chat. I want to give him a shout out for joining us for Wake and Bake with the Groskies last Saturday. It was a good time, and appreciate
Yeah.
his good energy and good vibes coming through.
Definitely.
Cheers.
I got to
Yeah,
get
true.
my my logo changed up on my social medias because that's where Charlie made me an awesome one. So
Cool.
Sweet.
And we got a plug Behind the Veil coming up Thursday at 9 p.m. over on the Polarity Science channel. We have Miss Vicious with us there.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Fantastic, dude. You know, I really, really, really want to get this one into the universe. The dude that like was known for distributing, or I don't think engineering, but like he was part of Steve Jobs's LSD dealer. I follow him on Instagram. He doesn't have many followers, and he follows me on Instagram, and he doesn't follow many on Instagram. And I'd love
So you want him to come join us over there
him
sometime?
to join us, dude. Yes.
All you got to do is throw a
Message
DM.
him.
I'm
Yeah.
going to one of these days as soon as my cojones
Wow,
fucking choke up
man.
into my fucking fingertips.
Dude,
and
you
I'm
know
gonna
what?
fucking rock
I
it
just-
on, man.
I just
I'm
Dude.
going
saw
to.
Miss
I'm gonna message
Vicious,
him.
and I was like, "Yo, you should totally come fucking do it Behind the Veil." And she was like, "Yo, I watched that show, and I would love to." So then there we go. We just like lined it up, and that's how you think I ended up getting all you guys as fucking guests. I just messaged you. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
dude,
man.
exactly, man. Yeah, you're totally right, man. I totally believe in the if you build it, they will come. So I want y'all to
Best
come,
advice
man.
Leave you unread,
someone
man.
ever gave me was it never hurts to ask for what you want. Because the
No.
worst that can happen is they'll say no. Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too busy.
So, oh well. Then
But now you know.
You left with what you
Yep.
started with. But
Right.
they might say yeah.
Yeah, that must be yes. I
You
did get
never
a
know.
yes from the bunk
Do it.
police, but that just I got to get back at
You
them.
got to get back and line
Gotta
it
get
up,
back.
man.
Yep.
They
gotta
followed
get
me the other day.
back. Who, bunk police?
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
Oh,
All right, yeah, right, yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on, hair.
Yeah, see,
Oh.
good people over there, man. They're
Gross.
spreading awareness, dude. Super
That's
cool.
yeah.
I keep seeing things. Other states keep popping up with other
Was it Dance Safe?
bunk police specifically, but yes, Dance Safe is another organization that should also be credited
Then
and shouted out because they post
Decrim
up,
Nature.
they post up at pop-up festivals and things like that. I'd love to see Decrim Nature doing a lot more into the harm reduction scene. I'm sure that they do already include a lot into what they do, but shit, man, they're helping move through the legislature. So that's fucking sweet. They're killing it. Decrim Nature's one of the main groups, and you know what? Their background includes Students of Sensible Drug Policy, which is nationwide as well.
Yeah.
May even be worldwide. So that is a couple of huge groups that aid to both of those causes. And I mean, we're seeing tons of people, myself, and I believe Becca, and almost everybody on this panel, aid to the benefits of psychedelics and cannabis. So I mean,
That reminds me of last summer when Painted Lady and Sequence did a bro show live outside, and there was a bunch of fireworks. So it was 4th of July.
Yeah.
Painted Lady was tripping balls on fucking mushrooms and just was like, "Whoa,
That
too
was
much
the 100th
stimuli."
episode.
huh?"
It was the 100th episode.
There you
100th
go.
episode, dude. Yeah, what a night!
I
to
didn't
have
know
That's
that.
why.
Yeah.
Oh, what a night!
Very cool. Really
I was.
wild.
Oh man. Yeah, it was fun, but
Towards the end, she was just laughing her ass off at the end.
I could not
That's all
concentrate.
good shows are, man.
Gilbo was trying to talk about something serious, and I was like,
It's not having it.
mm-mm.
JMB says it smells like burnt tires outside. We know what's going on over there. Good Lord.
Skunks.
And there are certain times outside my house where you can smell it in certain positions, just so.
I like walking out the door. Ooh.
Only in certain. I don't know what it is, but certain times of flower and certain. I
Keith
can go over
Erickson.
there.
Your
Can't.
neighbor may be
Maybe
manufacturing.
manufacturing that.
Oh,
I was
That
thinking
would be really
DMT,
bad.
so
Maybe.
I don't know. Who knows what's going on?
Well, if you're
It's
smelling it all the
hot.
time, you know it's not DMT because people aren't fucking with it like that.
I guess not. Let's look at the old tar.
That's so funny.
Good
oh
times, man.
man. Well, I
It
don't
was
know.
a nice sesh. Brent Anderson says nice sesh. Yeah, it was a nice one.
It's the unwind, man. It's the first day back to work for a lot of folks, and you just come home and you
Damn
want to
late.
get stoned before you go to bed. And it's cool to come on and hang out with all of us and all of you.
Yeah, it was a lot
Yeah.
of fun, man.
You never know what we're going to talk about. Like, what did we ran the gamut tonight from?
Oh my god, I've already forgotten at least
Most of it.
75% of it.
Fuck no, I rambled on most of the fucking show about my
We talked about teeth, Red.
teeth and
Teeth.
Oh
all
yeah,
Lots
we
of
did talk about teeth
man.
and some food. What was it? Snacks
And fluoride
Ladies,
and
snacks.
fluoride.
Yeah.
Some
What was the
kettle
first
cooked
half,
deep
though?
fried
I
Some
peanuts.
No
kettle cooked fucking peanuts.
Kettle cooked peanuts.
Not eating the shells. See,
No.
we're recapping. It's
I don't fuck with. I haven't been able to fuck with
Summary.
peanuts in so
It's the
long just
summary at
because
the end.
my fucking tooth. But I had some peanuts the other night. And I
shit.
did eat the shells.
In conclusion,
But you did say that it was a good experience there at least. So that should make you feel less anxious.
There you go.
Yeah, no, dude, it's like a little
Moral of
cottage
the
place,
story.
man. It's super cool. They got a nice little. I'm excited to see what the other room has in store for me. Maybe they have a nice little beach ball on the wall or something.
Cheers, Jay.
There you go.
Cheers, chat. We are just about ready to get up out of here and come through Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Bro Show Live.